sorry, I choked on something.
Not the first time.
How's everybody doing today?
It actually is the first time, Catherine. I am a professional. Thank you very much.
Off to a great
cold,
start.
as you probably can hear. Been home sick for a week. Yeah. I am Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge, and this is my last number. What's it called? Swan dive? Swan song?
Swan song. True swan song.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's me. Hi, I'm Stieg.
Yeah, actually, you're well Miranda wrote rights.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I should probably change that. No, actually, no, I will keep it. I am a Miranda Stan account, so.
Number one Miranda trash.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm Katie. I'm 22 for less than 24 hours more. And I have painted nails again. I haven't had them for like a week, and now I feel more like myself. So
that was
I'm doing
Katie
great.
Subtly reminding you all that tomorrow's her birthday, so you
It
best
is.
be wishing her happy birthday.
I expect all of you to send me a birthday message at midnight tonight. I don't care what time zone you are. You must be awake for when I turn 22.
That's 6 a.m. for me, so that's not happening, sis. But
Yeah.
I will congratulate you on Norwegian time. So.
Well, then I will block you.
I don't know about you, bitch. I hope the fuck you do.
I'm not feeling 22 because I'm literally not 22. Almost not anymore. Anyway, it's me.
Devesha, how are you today?
I am good. I feel like, okay. I woke up this morning and I was like, "Ooh, I'm feeling so productive. I'm gonna do so much. I'm gonna write so much." But I was like, "Oh, it's a sprints and Shoptalk. We're definitely not gonna do that many sprints." That's no shade. No shade. It was just I had to like reconceptualize the day. But I'm still feeling good. I'm still vibing.
Gotcha. Well, on that note, welcome everybody to Sprints and Shop Talk, but this is going to be a kind of a different one because I don't actually have questions planned at all other than this is going to be a sprints and workshop.
An open mic night
or something like that.
Eat my words.
Because and when I say workshop, I don't mean we're going to sprint because we're not sprinting. But we're workshopping our resolutions for 2020. So I didn't want to put the pressure
for 2020.
She just skipped 2021 as she should, Wallace, as you should.
Look, for the new year, my brain is still paused forever, frozen forever, paralyzed on New Year's Eve 2019. But yeah, I didn't want to put the pressure on everybody to already have their resolutions figured out by this stream because unfortunately Spence and Shop Talk, just the schedule had me on early December as opposed to last year where I would think I was late December. So I figured we could workshop today and people could talk about what areas of their life that they think they want to focus on and think about resolutions they're considering. And then we can all talk about it and give our feedback or help each other figure out like bite-sized goals in order to work towards larger goals. If that sounds interesting to all of you. Because that's what we're doing today. And chat, you are also obviously included in all of this. Hold on. Anna, do I ever use my resolutions? No. Will I continue to make them? Yes. Here's my thing. I discovered a couple years ago that sometimes the best thing you can do is just have one resolution. In 2015, my resolution was to write a book and I wrote Project EC and that was it. So yeah. Oh yeah, no, sorry. I thought it was resolutions as in actually resolutions at the end of the book. You can talk about that and we'll comment on it and feel free to.
Miranda does not want to share. So.
Yeah.
Miranda came with a writing topic prepared.
Yeah.
That is true.
She is the person who asked the teacher why they forgot to turn in the homework.
But actually, thank you, Miranda. This will be the January 2022 Sprints and Shop Talk theme. So prepare to be talking about a different kind of resolution in the new year. But before we do any of that, I don't even know how to introduce this. We have something.
We forgot.
We have a Christmas gift.
We have a Christmas gift. A trouble gift.
Santa came early.
I would not call it a gift. I would say
it is a gift,
this
Wallace.
is your Christmas. This is the chat's Christmas gift to us. This is not something we are giving them. This is something they are going to bestow upon us.
Yes.
So, Katie has gotten really into her quiz making ever since she made the Rat King quiz. And I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be so fun to make a quiz for, I was going to try and make a quiz to help figure out what your New Year's resolution should be. And everybody could take it to kind of figure out what resolution they should pick. But instead, we made a which troublemaker are you? And it was a really good use of our time. But
it was great. It was an excellent time.
We're the most productive day I've had in 6 months.
So. It was really good. So what we're going to do is, if you so please, we're going to hop into how long.
No, if you don't so please. Also, if you don't please, do it.
Well, anyway, I'm not going to force people to take a quiz they don't want to take. But
we take the quiz.
We're going to hop
It's funny. We tried very hard on it.
Okay. Do we want to do a 10-minute sprint or a 15-minute sprint?
10.
How long do you think people need? Okay. So we're going to hop into a 10-minute sprint. Let me find one.
Can we also take it?
Yes.
Can I take it and then get someone else?
We've all already taken it though.
Yeah, but this was yesterday and I've forgotten all the answers. So this will be like a brand new experience for me.
There you
Compliment
go.
of my ADHD brain.
Oh my gosh, look at you and Danny on the same wavelength, y'all. I literally have a Which Chaos Queens Are You quiz in the works.
Oh my god, Danny, I can't wait. Yeah, the first question really sets the tone.
All right.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, of course there's an ad.
Oh my god.
I'm not looking for royalty-free music.
Also, just a shout out to the Tom Tom mug. Thank you, Miranda. Again, Queen.
He's Dan.
This can fit so much Milbro wine. You don't know.
Share screen. Oh no. Wait. Oh no, that's fine. Wait. I have to check my recommended videos before I.
We're gonna be finished with the quiz by the time we get to the time.
Yeah.
I know. I'm sorry.
I mean, it was Katie who jumped the gun early, so.
Well, listen, I was very excited, and I had it already prepped and ready.
She was like, "The people need to know.
The people need to have it. They need to have it immediately."
Well, okay. 10 minutes on the clock. Enjoy.
Wallace, what the fuck?
Let's just all appreciate the fact that she didn't watch porn.
Woo! Time is up.
Hello.
Sorry,
Wow, Devasia.
I was listening to Kesha, so I'm a little bit.
All right. How's everybody doing? After did everybody retake the quiz?
I did not retake the quiz
did.
because I literally I remember every question. So
Yeah. Steve, you're muted, babe.
You're muted on StreamYard.
Yeah. I got it. Sorry. What was I saying?
Did you retake?
Yeah, I redid the quiz and I put in TomTom as a name and I got Katie. So what's cause and correlation?
Oh.
Wow.
There's not been one person who has gotten me, and it makes me kind of sad because I've literally operated my life under assuming that like I am average and that every single person in this world is just like me.
Because we all got mental illness, Wallace.
Sorry?
It's because we all got mental illness and you're the stable one.
Yeah, it's because the Wallace personality type is rare and elusive. It's a special.
All right, hold on. Let me get back.
But Danny, welcome, and Anna, welcome.
It's a very good place to start. Actually, I'm just going to go to where people started talking about the quiz. Anna says, the Salt Lake City question. Yeah, that was one of the questions that almost tore Katie and my friendship apart many moons ago.
And almost last night.
No, we can talk about it now without the intense rage of emotion as the first conversation. Danny was upset with us for making research Nora Robert movies. But again, I did reiterate that it's more of just a vibe based on the title of the movie, which, if you didn't know, these were our answers. I was Carnal Innocence. Steve, for very obvious reasons, was Northern Lights. Katie and Devasia, Angel's Fall, and Midnight Bayou. So,
what is a bayou? Can I ask? Am I stupid?
It's kind of like a swampish kind of thing, but it's in the American South. I mean, there are other places that have bayous, but Louisiana is a pretty common one. But it's like slow moving water. It's not as thick as a swamp, but I don't know. Devasia, what would you say? Are there bayous in Georgia?
Girl,
our in-house bio. What do you say about the matter?
Okay. Let's see. Madison, me throwing hands at Tim Barnes in this way.
This make me laugh so hard.
Oh, that's amazing. All right. So who did everybody get? Anna got Stieg. Miranda is a grape.
Hell yeah. Team grape. Rise up.
Danny, are you saying you got Stieg too?
Yes, Jenny got Stieg.
Violet is Katie.
Welcome to the Trader Team.
Hiddleston, only because you want to meet Tom Hiddleston. I feel like that goes against the honor of the question, but I feel you.
Enemies to lovers?
Oh, interesting. Danny's surprised she didn't get Katie.
I feel very betrayed by this, Danny.
No.
Because I feel like we're the same brain almost.
Look at you, Katie. It's like everybody's a Tom. Oh my gosh.
Here's the thing. You know what's funny? Is you were like, I'm sure everyone's going to get me because I'm average. And in my brain, I was like, no one's going to get me because I'm unique. It turns out we're
opposite. This is a very good question.
Is it me, Jesus?
Is it me, Jesus?
Is it me, Jesus?
Is it me, Jesus?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Crystal got grape fry. Grape, are you okay?
Are you putting on pants again? Okay, there she is.
I'm shoveling Cinnamon Toast Crunch in my mouth.
Well, I'm honored to be your post picture.
Anna is waiting patiently for the story time about the affair with the married man. And waiting, you will. Wait, you will. Let's see.
Wow, twinning. Grape.
Does this mean that you also got Katie?
I think it must.
Okay. And Katie is correct. The descriptions of each are definitely the best. They were written by our beloved Stieg Deerdahl and Katie Ann Wrights, writer of Scribbles. So they were, well formed and had me laughing. Marta got grape fry. I complained that no one was getting Wallissimo. Michael got grape fry.
Lots of grapes.
This is interesting. Truly, though, which one of you is the affair with the married man? Because my money is on Stieg. I would love to know your rationale for this, Miranda. I would love to know.
Can't believe I said 10 minutes ago I was a Miranda Stan account because I am offended. I am now a Violet Stan account. I'm a rat nest.
In the least shady way possible.
I don't think there's a non-shady way to say that you got other woman vibes, Miranda. I'm just saying.
I also wanted to know what was going on with the secrets question. Hi, Nina. Welcome.
Hi, Nina.
And good. I'm glad that somebody was productive during that sprint. Sprint. Hi. Yes. You can scroll back up.
Or I'll just post it again.
Or Katie will just post it again. That also works.
Ooh, I almost just sent a tomato emoji. Not bad. Give me a sec.
Yeah, I thought other people were going to get me for sure. I really thought all my questions were like the most obvious answers, but I guess that's how, obsessed with myself I am. This is so sweet, but no, legitimately, like when you're in astronomy.
Wait.
Yeah,
okay. Wallace, put the question back up.
Which question?
Anna's comment.
Oh, that's not a question.
Oh, well, just put it back up for a second.
Okay, it's up.
Okay, thank you.
This is riveting, Grape.
Thank you for this.
In the group chat.
I have no idea what that was, but anyway, in one of the most basic lessons you learn in astronomy,
Someone got you, Wallace.
Yeah, Emma got you.
Oh, yay! That's awesome. I'm so happy. But one of the most basic lessons you learn in astronomy is for all of human history, we've always thought we were super special, and then we realized that we're not, right? So it was a lesson I took into myself of maybe there are all other people in the world, millions of other people, just like each of us. Emily didn't know that we had our own channel now. Yes, moving up in the world.
Making money moves.
I think
so you were sitting around doing this.
An incredible point here. Wallace with no mental illness. Did y'all not hear the thing she was saying about anxiety on the Wednesday stream?
This is true.
I apologize that I brought that energy to your amazing Vox Machina-thon kickoff stream, Danny. Sometimes it just hits and Madison took it again and got Wallace, which is who I thought I would have gotten the first time. Am I divergent? Yay. See, everybody,
am I better than everyone else?
You just need to take the quiz again with more with a second reflection, and then everybody will get me on second reflection. I love this comment. Bayou is a hit Carrie Hilson song. That's very funny.
I do love Carrie Hilson. Wait, I want Michael to give us all our alternate names now.
Yeah. Wait.
Miguel.
Hold up.
Mikkel.
I'm sorry to carnal innocence, but I'm wanting now. Nina took the quiz and got Katie.
Welcome to the club.
Also an interesting theory. Anna, I would love to know why you think this. And now Miranda is switching. I feel like that's the power Stieg has.
Should I be offended that no one thinks I would be a mistress?
Nobody's pointing Katie either.
I feel
I'm a Sagittarius, y'all.
I'm a Gemini. That tracks.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the Wallace reaction and ... We now know. Maybe not. Yes, I know. Emma, I'm so excited. You got me. Hi, Elaine. We have a What Troublemaker Are You quiz linked in the chat.
If also, you, Miranda, take it. I want to know who you are. No, Miranda, you have took it.
Miranda took it.
I'm thinking about the Australian Miranda. What's her name? Emily. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. That was a journey. I'm ill, okay? I'm poor.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Kiki. My dog just got very excited because I started to laugh.
Katie's a child.
I need to know what this means.
I did
So
too,
Katie might have an
Miranda.
affair with a married man because she's a child.
Oh, that's
Girl, I am not a child.
Also, men can get married young. Like, you don't know how old the person was.
True.
Anyway, Danny says, well, I tried to take it again with my second choice answers and it made my internet crash for a second. So maybe I'll just stay.
It is a very exclusive club. Yeah. I'll let you know.
Elaine is taking it now. Excellent. Can't wait to hear what you get. And Miranda is dead 3 times over. All right. So
and Crystal took the quiz again and got me again.
Amazing.
So Crystal is definitively me. Me and Crystal are the same.
Amazing. Yeah, I feel like this compliment towards Emily being the Miranda of a continent is definitely that is so true.
It was meant in as the highest of compliments.
Also, I love this point that Danny's internet crashed because Astral Projection Stieg prevented her from taking the quiz again. That's amazing.
I was like, not on my watch, Danny. Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
Yeah, that's fair. Just go by the title, you know?
Yeah.
Go off the title if you don't know. It's all through intuition, like tarot
It's
reading.
all vibes.
It's an intuitive quiz, if you will.
Since we're on the Taylor Swift thing, I would like Miranda to guess which songs go with which person.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Because we're obsessed with ourselves and we can't not talk about ourselves for 30 seconds.
Okay.
I did say it was made by your favorite narcissist.
That's true. All right. It's time to get into the shop talk or workshop part of this.
Thank you, Cherry. That warms my heart.
I love how I'm just being constantly interrupted. It's amazing.
The undiagnosed ADHD for me.
Oh, man. Amazing. Oh, interesting. That is really interesting. Okay. Nina took it as my main character. Oh, that's such a cool idea. Everybody go and take the quiz again because that's your main character. She's also Katie, which is no surprise. All right.
That's like really cool.
Is this how we're going to define our main characters from now on? Like not by zodiacs or by EGF, whatever those letters are?
INT.
INFT?
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, Myers-Briggs. It's just not what troublemaker is your main character.
Okay, before I get interrupted again, spend some shop talk. What areas of your life do you want to focus on in 2022? And then this is gonna us just be workshopping and kind of brainstorming ideas for resolutions. So Stieg in the hot seat. And you can focus on writerly life since it is shop talk.
I do have careers and private goals, but they're not interesting to anyone here. But writing-wise, my goal for 2021 was to finish a book. TikTok, motherfucker. Not going to do that, I think. I have finished a short story, and I will finish another short story, and I have outlined an entire novel, and I have also conceptualized my PCP project. So I feel like I didn't reach my goal, but I reached a lot of goals I didn't know I had. Does that make sense? So that was fun. My goal for 2022 shall be to finish a book.
Finish a book. And you want that to be your Yay!
Elaine.
I'm so happy.
It tracks though.
It tracks. Buddy. That's so happy. That makes me so
excited. Emily's team grape.
Emily got grape.
Congratulations on getting the Miranda of Australia.
Hi, Genevieve. We have a Which Troublemaker Are You quiz. It's linked up in the chat a bit. You can go take it and figure out which one of us you are if you so please. But we are also discussing our New Year's resolutions for 2022, and we're focusing on Stieg at the moment. Okay, so Stieg, your main goal for writing specifically is to finish a book.
Finish a book.
And do I want
to finish it or do I want to write it? To write a book. I have a full-time job and ADHD, so.
So that's an interesting distinction to me. How are you? You're just saying you want to consistently be writing a book as opposed to finishing an entire draft.
I mean, I want to finish a draft, but I don't want to write a book. Does that make sense?
Wait,
Because
no,
like
because
when you
literally,
write a book, I feel like you do all the editing and you do all the marketing and
no,
like
that's not what I
all that
meant.
shit. Well,
So
that's what
you
I
just
mean when I say write a
okay.
book.
So you want to finish a draft.
Yeah.
So my question for you then is, are you going to try and finish the draft of the book you've been drafting this year? Are you going to start a new project? How are you going to...
Katie was talking about doing Jaw January, so I might join that.
Okay. But I'm talking about which project specifically right now are you going to work on?
I think I want to finish my space opera, just because having finished a draft to begin with is like a huge feat.
Yeah.
As Catherine reminded me last night.
Yeah.
And I think that's just going to be my focus over New Year's. But up until New Year's, or up until Christmas, really, I'm going to be writing a short story.
I love that. That's a nice break for you. So then, how do you...
Sorry, Emily's comment.
Emily is like, no, you abandon the thing you've been working on for a year now. Do Prince Caspian, please. Also, I love this. I love it when fictional people are like me. I would read this book because I'm obsessed with myself.
Wait, is it the character that was in your snippet you posted yesterday? I would like to know.
You can answer the question. Just go off of title vibes. You don't need to know the song. Just go off of title vibes. What else? I'm going to go back to the comments a little bit, but Steve, I'm not done with you yet.
Wow.
That sounds a little sexual.
I'm not mad about it.
That's on you, babe, because it was not intended that way. The Miranda of Australia, I must have missed that one. Crystal's main character is Katie. That's one grape and 3 Katies.
Turns out I'm the main character.
Does this mean you're a Ghost Wallace? Your main character is a Ghost Wallace? Everybody's writing me. Does that mean I have main character energy?
You definitely have main character energy.
Yeah,
we
you
are
really do.
Definitely side characters to all of us. It's your sandbox, and we're just living in it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Danny, this is
also really... Hey, Violet.
Hey, Violet.
Wait, she's been here.
I didn't see her earlier, but
oh really?
I didn't see her earlier.
Yeah, she said she wasn't worthy of the quiz.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's me.
Danny, in 2022 for writing, I want to get a book publication ready, but maybe not published yet because now I'm second guessing what I want my debut to be because of genre stuff. This feels real. What does that mean to you, get a book publication ready? Do you have books that you've drafted that you then want to revise and refine, or are you wanting to start totally from scratch and get it publication ready all in 1 year? Elaborate, please. And Stieg, my next question for you is, what steps do you think you should take in order to achieve your goal? You said
I should probably start writing.
You said NaNoWriMo.
Yes, I want to do Jod Jamboree. I forget what we're calling it.
No more jamborees. I really don't like that word. And I
Jubilee?
I don't like any
jambalaya.
January
jambalaya.
No, stop it. Those were all the things you came up for in July, and I hated them all.
Is that why you didn't participate?
Excuse you? No one participated in the July event. I was in there trying to.
I participated.
I participated too.
I thought about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway, Stieg, let's brainstorm some solid goals for you. How do you think you operate? Do you operate? You'd like to do time.
I don't operate.
Right?
That's a problem.
Okay. Sir, are you going to be sarcastic this entire stream? Are you actually going to work here?
How long have you known me, Wallace? You're tying my hands.
Goodbye. Great.
No, I wasn't done. Fine.
No, seriously, do you want to try and workshop your resolutions or not?
Yes.
Okay.
But can I do it while being funny?
Yes, but then actually do it.
Yeah, but then first the joke.
Actually
and then
be funny.
Fuck you, Grape. Fuck you, inconsistent content creator.
That's what she was thinking. I just said it.
Okay, Stieg, you like to work not by word count, right?
Yes, I do half an hour of writing a day, and then if I feel like it, I do more.
And how consistent have you been with that?
Done it every day so far in December.
It's day 3.
That's great.
Yep.
That's amazing. And it's all been on your short story?
Yeah, it's been on the short story.
Okay.
No, it hasn't. I concepted that yesterday.
Literally like 12 hours ago.
Yes, I did write on Caspian for the 1st and 2nd of December, and then yesterday, well, I guess it was today for me. I started brainstorming my short story with the help of you guys. So I think my goal will be to A, finish the space opera,
Yeah.
and then B, also maybe draft Prince Caspian.
Yeah.
While the space opera sits and stews, because the space opera is more like a book 3 publication, not a debut novel.
Okay.
And I want Prince Caspian to be my debut novel.
Nice.
So that's going to be my main focus for 2022. But I do want to finish a novel, so I will also finish the space opera because I have so much groundwork already laid, and it's just a matter of fact about writing it.
About how many words are you into the space opera?
Am I 37-something thousand words?
And you estimate it will be how many?
I've budgeted for 100,000 words, but I haven't done any actual math. So
okay.
I have 40 chapters, and each chapter turns to be like 2,000, 2,500 words. So if anyone would do that math, then 40 times 2,000.
80.
But I think I can do it because I have most of the. And if I'm not like debuting with it, I hopefully won't be so obsessed with like nailing the perfect draft.
Yeah.
So I think that will kind of release a lot of the anxiety for me. Yeah. So hopefully that can get done if I start right after Christmas when my short story potentially is done. I can hopefully finish my my space opera in January, and then I can wallow in Prince Caspian retelling for the rest of the year.
Can I comment?
Yeah.
Do we think it's realistic to put that pressure on yourself of trying to finish the space opera in January if you're not even halfway through it?
I am halfway through it story-wise.
And you've written 30,000 words?
37-something thousand words.
37,000 words. Okay, yeah, I guess that would be about halfway through it because you've got about 40,000 or 80,000 words total. But I mean, you have like a full-time job and stuff. Here's the thing. I think one of the things about resolutions is that typically if speaking from experience, miss, I was going to write 7 chocolate short stories in November. Really, I thought that was achievable. Really, though. I think sometimes when we set up too much of a time pressure on ourselves, when we get to that point where we start to suspect we might not meet it, we tend to give up on the project or throw in the towel. So maybe
my main goal is just to write the Prince Caspian within the year, and I think that's achievable.
Wait, so is your goal to finish a book, or is your goal to finish Prince Caspian?
Finish Prince Caspian, which is a book.
Okay. But you are, so I just want to clarify. You are saying you want to finish 2 books in 2022.
Yeah, but like 80% of the work for the space opera is done, so it's just about writing it. So it won't be as much work as it will be having to come up with like an entire new concept for Prince Caspian.
Okay.
So I feel like, and I'm not like gonna hold myself to it. Well, I'm gonna hold myself to it, but like I won't stress over it, if that makes sense.
Okay. And how are you planning on holding yourself accountable in January?
Through January.
What does that mean to you?
Hopefully participating in the Discord a little more than I did with the last event. And having Katie nag me every day of my life, and then having Devesh's daily 3 reminders to ask me about my project.
But
I was just about to ask if I'm allowed to nag you.
Wait. I'm already starting to sense cracks in the plan because you are so like rebellious when people try and tell you what to do. How is Katie and Devesha both hounding you every day, not going to end up with you being like, fuck you bitches, I'm doing nothing today?
That's true. It's a working project. I'm not saying it's a perfect plan, Wallace, but it's a plan.
But that's why this is a workshop, right? We think about how we can actually work with our own habits and our personalities to achieve the goals. Are people talking in the comments? Are people talking about?
Yeah, there's a lot of comments about goals from them.
Has anybody commented on Stieg specifically? That
Miranda did in fact say, might I suggest no goals, just vibes. And also
Miranda is like, it's a tried and true plan for me.
It worked.
I think not having goals is also totally fine. So, but I don't know, Stieg, I think what is when you say participate in the Discord, what does that mean to you?
Participate in Discord.
To talk about this event that's happening in January. Who's running it? What's the situation? What's the organization? How is it working?
Well, it's run by the church, if you will, the Illuminati. And it's a troublemaker writing event for January that Catherine has planned, I think. Have you planned it, or was it just vibes?
Well, I guess we'll find out during my time to be interviewed.
She talks about wanting to write her, was it your witch project for January?
Yes, my witch project.
And although I'm nowhere near as productive as Catherine, because I am not Catherine, I hopefully can get motivated by some of her vibes.
Okay.
But I do want to say I do believe in just having one goal for a year. So my one goal for next year is to draft Prince Caspian.
So then why not start in January? I hear what you're saying. I think that's completely logical of saying like, oh, I'm already 40,000 words into Project Atlas. Like, I don't want to give up on that. But I would argue that's almost a little bit of a sunk cost fallacy, where why put your energy towards this story when you're so excited about Prince Caspian? You've been pantsing it, which has been a fun new experience for you. And your goal for the year is to finish it. But again, then at the same time, you do have a whole year. So maybe taking 1 month to work on another story isn't the worst decision.
And I could say I just want to work on January on the space opera and not have a goal of finishing in it.
I like that. That's a great goal. Just
and then
January.
I'll have the carrot of Prince Caspian in February and onwards.
Yeah. No, I think that's great.
I would just like to say, though, as someone who has experience with working on a project for a really, really long time, I previously worked on the Witch book in 2017. It was the first book I seriously planned and seriously worked on. I wrote about 30,000 words, which is roughly a little less than what you have in the space opera. And I realized it was making me hate writing. So I stopped writing it. And then I started to work on The Wrath King, which is what I was really excited about. And that's the first book I ever finished. Mm-hmm. And the first book that actually I felt like I could get somewhere with. And now later, 3 years later, I finally come back to the Witch book and I finally have a breakthrough with it. And I'm finally excited about it again. So I know you really want to start space opera, and I am so for pushing through and finishing a book because I know I said that. However, if it's making you unhappy and there's something else that can make you happy and you're going to work on that more and you might need that book to finish, that's the book you want to finish or, finish first draft of, maybe move on to that one and let the space opera stew for a while. It really is dependent upon why you're pushing so hard for Project Atlas. Is it just because you really want to finish this book because you already have this many words in it? Or is it because you're passionate about the project and you think you can finish it? You know what I mean?
It's mostly because I invested 2 years of my life in it. And I'm if I don't finish it, I'm trash.
No, that's not true. That's not true, because I worked really hard on the Witch book and I had to admit to myself that I was not going to finish this book because it literally was killing me inside. And so I had to put it away for a while. And then I went on and I wrote The Wrath King and I finished that book because I was more passionate about it in that moment. And you're not trash for giving up on a project for a little bit. You're just gently putting it on the shelf for a little bit.
Steve, would you ever say that to anyone else? Any one of us, if we switched over to a different project, would you call us trash?
But that's not.
Call me trash for quitting Project Eclipse.
That's so rude. Be kinder to yourself.
Maybe I'm calling you trash for quitting on Gay Murder Town.
I have not quit on Gay Murder Town. I have not quit on Gay Murder Town, lady.
That's awesome.
I'm not quitting on it.
Well, I think it goes back to Katie's point, though, Stieg. How do you feel when you're writing Project Atlas? Are you still excited about it? Does it feel like a chore that you can get through, or does it really take a lot of your energy out of you to write?
It's the latter.
Wait, there were 3 options.
So the latest one.
Oh, the final one.
It takes all your energy to write it.
Then
yeah,
girl, Steve, you got to put it down. I know it.
But
I know
that's just writing for me, though. That's how I write. It's just very exhausting.
Well, how does it feel when you write Prince Caspian?
It's fun, but then I don't have any It's not so much at stake, if that makes sense. I don't have a lot of invested in it.
What's the stake with Project Well, okay, so what exactly are you losing by putting Project Atlas on the back burner? Because you're not like deleting the entire draft and saying unequivocally never going to touch this again. This is dead. I'm putting it in the grave and never digging it back up again.
And it's not. And you said yourself that you don't want it to be debut. So by not working on it, you're not going to be putting off your debut. You know.
Fair point.
No, but answer Katie's question. What do you think you would lose other than just like you had a goal and now it's not, that goal isn't serving you anymore and you would feel guilty about giving up that goal momentarily even though it's not serving you? Other than that, what would you lose?
That's what I'm losing.
And that's the thing.
You're not losing that. That's not a loss.
No, but to be fair though, like I understand the pride of wanting to finish something you just declared you were going to finish. I get that. But ultimately, it's, what's it called? Cutting off your nose to spite your face a little bit. I mean, I don't think that's the best analogy, but you're ultimately harming yourself by trying to finish this goal. So what's more important, your enjoyment in the craft and being able to write, or finishing this abstract goal you made a year ago without recognizing all the context of the year that has now passed? Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
I also, I thought of this when I was looking at M's comment. She left her old book behind.
Will you sign into the Troublemakers account and help me with the comments? Because I can't find these comments.
It's okay. It's fine. Anyway, I just want to get to my thought.
Okay. Is it this one?
Yes.
Okay.
In terms of what when you're looking to 2022, last night you said, I want to finish a book, like a draft. You want to finish a draft. So what you really want is to finish a draft of a book, or is it or is your goal to finish something you started? Because those are two different goals. If you're like, I'm sick of starting things and not finishing them, then I would say push through Project Atlas and make your goal finishing something you started. But that is not the same as finishing a draft. If you want to finish a draft, move on to something else you're more passionate about in this moment. Because that, I think, is going to be your Prince Caspian project. You're going to finish that one, I think, easier than Project Atlas. But if you're like, I want to actually just finish a project, I don't care, like I want to finish something I started, work on Project Atlas. And I think they're two different goals. And if you frame them as, this is my goal, finishing something I started, or I want to finish a book because it's going to feel so fucking good to finally do it. And I'm going to feel like I burst through a wall that I've been hitting for years. Like, both of those are so valid. And I'm here for both of them. Really, I am. Because they're both really great growth moments for and every writer, you know?
I completely agree. Grape?
I completely agree. I walked in. I walked into Katie giving a gym because that
really was her TED Talk.
I am here for all of the positive vibes and making your brain understand what you want, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think my goal is to finish a draft.
Okay.
Not necessarily finish what I started on.
Okay.
So we've gained clarity.
Yes.
Yay!
So do you think for the January you'll be working on Prince Caspian then?
Yes.
Yay! That's exciting. And Emily is going to be very happy. Right, Caspian, get it?
Also Anna's comments.
It's not an intervention. It's just, I don't know. It's Katie having a TED Talk. And it's for everyone, genuinely. If you're struggling.
Emily says, I had to put Ashwood on the side for like 4 months before I could get through it after working on it for 2 years. I also started 2 to 3 other books in that time. Work on what's speaking to you. We've had a breakthrough. Woo! So January is going to happen. Apparently, which is great. Because I will also be starting a project in January. So and it will be like a drafting. So hopefully it goes better than NaNoWriMo. Yay, peer pressure. The question is not what's your resolution, but more of a why your resolution.
I mean, that's sometimes what you got to think about.
Yes. We appreciate your support, Michael. Sending virtual hugs and seas direction because that was a really scary choice and we love you. That's true.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
I'm sorry, it's just so funny. So Chandy Rhyme, what's gonna happen? I'm not doing it. I love that energy is immaculate.
That is major Steeg energy, Genevieve, and I'm here for it.
I'm so here for it.
Hold on.
Is someone keeping tabs on who's who, by the way, statistically for the quiz?
Oh, I'll go back and
Are people still updating? Okay, I'm gonna go back up and look over some of the comments, and then I don't know. Do people want to sprint? We could just jump right into Katie and just have this not be a sprint at all.
I mean, we could do that.
Can we do like a 10-minute sprint for posterity's sake?
Yeah, we can do a 10-minute sprint once I get over the basically bathroom break for people.
Essentially.
I'm just getting another drink.
Steve, you're like, I need to decompress.
I need to lay down. I think I need a cigarette because I got wrecked.
So Anna says, for 2022, I want to take a break from fantasy and write a contemporary romance. Catherine? Where did you go?
I logged into the troublemaker thing like you asked me to. So
what? I have backup now.
Yeah.
Yes. I love contemporary romances. Would love to be one someday.
Exposed.
No, it was a joke from The Office. Like, oh, I love inside jokes. Would love to be part of one someday. That's why I was making myself laugh.
Good night, Anne.
Bye, Emily.
Will you highlight that comment?
Yeah.
Yes, this is going to work. I'll be at the top of the comments and you be at the bottom of the comments.
Yeah.
Perfect system. Perfect system. We already went over Danny's, didn't we? Oh, no, this is for reading. I want to actually slow down with it and not give myself a numbered goal. I want to take the time to make sure I'm getting the most of what I read, which is why I'm starting a reading journal. I love that.
Ooh, I love reading journals.
Whereas opposite of you, Danny, I think I am going to try and come up with a specific reading goal, number goal for 2022. But I haven't decided yet what my number is.
Whatever you do, don't read Crooked Kingdom because you'll be stuck on that forever.
Or if you do, honestly though, Steeg, here's the thing. I have a suggestion for us. We just need to have a buddy read every month because February, the shortest month of the year, we both read Priory, which is 800 pages long. And the only reason we got through it is because we were buddy reading.
Make a book club?
Yes. Discord channel! A new Discord channel! Yay!
I suggest ours for this month.
I don't want
The spirit of Violet just tried to murder him.
Get out, Violet! Get out!
Take a breath, bud.
Also, I just don't want to impose on the train club, so maybe not. But you and me, definitely, Katie. I'm game.
Well, I suggest this month's is the Golden Compass.
It's going to be an exclusive only to you guys. Grape, do you want to start? Do you want to start a book club with me?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Now there are going to be two channels in the Discord: the Katie and Steve channel. Now we just made two book clubs.
But we have Violet's approval though, so we can have a troublemaker.
And she has like a team for a book club. We're just reading books I want to read because I can't finish a book alone.
So, yeah, it'll be great.
Okay, that's amazing. Crystal. Oh, sorry.
Also, sorry. Trouble book club, sign me up. Sorry, the train club. Okay.
I mean, it is a train club, so.
We already have a train channel.
This is actually a really good system.
Yeah. Writing mostly because both Project Incarnate and the prequel, but also might try to find a job. Why is that LOL? I think that's a great goal.
It's more like, LOL.
Yeah, that's the vibe I got. Gonna get a job, LOL.
LOL. Just in a silly, goofy mood.
In 2022, I want to finish draft 3 of my current work in progress by February. Okay, we love early snappy goals.
Yes. Janie Ramos, for you.
Yeah. Marta, February 1st, I'm texting you. Did you finish? And then also draft 4 and get it to beta readers.
Hey, Siri.
Beta readers.
Set a reminder
What do you want to be reminded about?
Ask Marta about her project.
All right, I've added it to reminders.
Thank you.
Also, the Struggle Bus Book Club?
It's more like the Trainwreck Book Club.
No, you said no train wreck. You said no. Oh, into February. Okay, but
Janie Ryman will help you.
Okay. This is in reference to Grape Fry's description, but here's the thing is that I think it's true for all of us except for Steve because he's consistent in the fact that he does not make content.
I make content, just not for YouTube.
That's fair.
Look at Katie's face of shock.
What?
She said most of us, Katie. It's not all about you.
Wallace literally said, I think it applies to all of us except for Stieg. When I am right here, I'm put out new content every single Thursday at 1:15. I put out a video every single week at 1:15 at Thursday.
How many short stories were you supposed to write in November?
30.
Yeah, how many did you write?
10.
Yeah, there you go.
But at least I post content.
That's fair. Because I was supposed to write 7 and I wrote 3 and I posted 0.
Go back to draw. Yeah, I post 4 times a month and host live streams. Thank you, Miranda.
YouTube isn't the only content we create, people.
I know. But
also, Miranda, I already made your channel.
Ooh, I love this question. I know we're writers, but what this question was asked 20 minutes ago, by the way. What book do you absolutely want to read in 2022? Steve?
Crooked Kingdom. That might be too lofty, though, so...
Please, you should have taken the time off you had while you were sick to finish that book. I need you to be done before the new year.
It's tired about secondhand hearing about Crooked Kingdom. And the crazy thing is that I love the book and I enjoy it. I just don't read it.
And you're like less than 100 pages from the end.
Yeah, it is insane. It is crazy. What book do I want to finish? I want to read King of Scars and Rule of Wolves. That's my 2022 goals.
This is so good.
I'll check it, Danny.
Katie, what book do you want to read in 2022?
Oh, what book do I want to read? I want to read more Brando Sando. I want to read a Brandon Sanderson novel.
Playlist went live 18 minutes ago, Danny, if that's a video.
Oh, I'm so excited to listen to it, Danny. Even though I literally already have, but can't wait to look at it.
Brando Sando.
Brando Sando, probably. So I started Warbreaker, which is his one of his standalones, 100 million times. Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping to finish that one, and then I also have the Way of Kings book and the second book. So those are the ones that I'm hoping to read in this year.
Nice.
Or next year. Sorry, not this year.
Devesha?
I don't have any specific book that comes to mind, but I do know for next year one of my reading goals is to read more adult fantasy.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
The book I absolutely want to read in 2022 is Stieg's Prince Caspian book. Yeah. Let's see. Elaine says, also more Ice Planet Barbarians. Okay. My goal for this year was to write no editing. 2022 is edit something. One of the things I now have drafted. Elaine, you're killing it. You're going to do great. So much faith in me.
Fucking crushing it, Elaine.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I know this is a response to a question that I asked, but I can't remember the question, but I'm just going to read the comment. Definitely not from scratch. It would be something I've drafted. Oh, right. I remember. Okay. It would be something I've drafted.
I don't. Can you remind me?
So basically I said, did she want to start a new project or something like that? Or would she be editing something she'd already worked on, I think. It would be something I've drafted already, probably Revelry. Oh, right. She wanted to prep for publication. She wanted to get it ready for publication. Probably Revelry, even though that's the one I'm second guessing because mystery thriller isn't a genre I'll stick to. I think that's fair. Emily says, in 2022, I'm hoping to release Ashwood and work on my novella, so definitely focus on writing career.
Also,
Yes.
Kiki!
Yes! Where? Oh!
Right behind you.
Where else would she be?
Oh, baby. Oh, good girl. Okay. Now we're back, getting closer to where we started. In 2020.
No, Panda Kiki.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hi. Oh, she's got to check outside. Is there somebody?
Ever vigilant.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? You guys see her tail wagging?
Yeah, she's so cute.
So, Pages and Paladins. In 2022, I went to edit the first draft I just finished, get it polished, and eventually to betas. Non-writing, I want to do more camping, hiking, and traveling, COVID permitting. I'm crossing my fingers for you and for the world. Author Genevieve Scholl says, 2022 for me, gene experiment.
Genre.
No, ma'am.
Actually, Genevieve wants to become a scientist next year and do mutation experiments. The absolute illiteracy.
The way I was just willing to accept it. I was like, oh, okay.
That was too much.
That's just insane.
Genre experiment, getting the next book finished and edited for release in 2023. More vlogging, hoping Vlogmas is getting me ready for that last one. Amazing.
Can I ask what genres you're experimenting in?
That's a great question. We'd love to know why. What created the desire to do a genre experiment? Also, I apologize if there is a awful background noise coming from me. I've got cement mixers outside my window for some reason. I don't know why.
Can't hear anything.
I can't hear
Really,
you.
it is so cacophonous to me, but that's fine.
Also, I just want to highlight this exchange.
Yeah.
Are you ignoring me at Marta? At Michael? Yes.
That's funny. Violet's non-writing goal for next year is to visit your family in the States.
What a coincidence, Violet. That's also my goal.
Do you have any family in Texas, Violet? Let me know. Let's see. You know, this was something that was floated at the beginning of the year and then just kind of never happened. Yeah.
This is a podcast. You're just visually absorbing it.
This is just a podcast. We could literally just take the speaking portions of the Troublemaker stream and cut out the parts where we spread and then upload it on iTunes.
We really do need to make sure we read the comments, though, and who says them, because visually you wouldn't be able to see them on a podcast.
I always do that. So. Danny says, life-wise, I want to get my finances and such to a more stable place and potentially get a place with just my boyfriend and not need to have other roommates. But that second bit isn't a real goal. What do you mean isn't a real goal? Why are we already invalidating our goals? What is happening? I think that's an amazing goal.
It's a good goal.
I think it's also important to dream. Also, can I just... This playlist, Danny, absolutely slaps. I'm 6 minutes in and I'm obsessed.
I love how you're listening to a playlist while we're talking. This is all... I love this comment, even though we've moved past this part of the conversation. But if Caspian is calling, you should answer.
If it's Ben Barnes, always answer.
Oh, yeah. I want to revise Project LGS and finish the first draft of Project Appalachia. Woo! Marta says, back to our conversation. I agree with Katie. You already have a job that dictates what you do most of your waking hours. Do something you enjoy with your other hours. Cherry Panda says, that's what happened to me this nano. I forced myself to write 9,000 words in 2 weeks, but it didn't go anywhere. And then I started my second project and I got 9,000 words in 5 days. Just vibes.
Well, Cherry Panda is a steal, so this might work for me.
It's true. It is very true.
Is this your sister? I forget. Cherry Panda.
No.
I mean, yes, but no.
It's not a sister. It's a family member.
Oh, a family member. Okay.
Yeah. That implies the only product of working on a book is that specific book. It's not every word you write makes you a better writer. It's not a fully sunk cost. I think that's fair.
Oh, also, for Danny's, Danny doesn't mind having roommates. So if we all end up staying each other for another lease, it's cool. That's why the second part wasn't relevant.
Okay, that's fair. Emma says, coming to the conclusion that I want/need a co-author for my current project. So got to figure out how that's going to work.
Fun.
I don't think I could ever.
Me either.
I'm too territorial. So
Me too. I'm very particular about
Yeah,
things.
I want to know, Emma, why is this something you want? Do you want somebody to help you with the story, or just the, is it the more technical aspects of writing or the more artistic aspects of writing? Or is it just that you think writing is a very lonely process and you need someone to be with you through the journey? Because I think, that's also a valid reason. But because if it's like a technical thing, you can just hire an editor and then,
or get a critique partner if it's
Yeah.
more involved.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go down a bit. I apologize to all the amazing comments that have occurred. I'm down for no sprint/bathroom break sprints only. Just logged out of work, so you have my full attention now. Do we just want to do 5-minute sprints, or do we want to do 10-minute sprints? I'm gonna start a sprint now.
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Me either, Katie says, as if she and I haven't been saying for months that if we mushing ourselves together would make the perfect writer. It's true.
Wait, did before I start sprint, did Genevieve ever clarify about genre?
Yes.
Okay. Genevieve says, I'm using Katie's Writer's Roulette idea as my genre experiment, nonfiction. Next book in my Paranormal Hunter series, fantasy, YA romance, started for Nano, Bear Shifters, what? Thriller, alien romance, detective novel, historical fiction, teen, private investigator, literary fiction, and cozy mystery. Holy crap, that sounds incredible.
I can't wait for all of them, because that sounds, I love all of those.
Especially Bear Shifters. I'm fascinated.
I love shifters. I need there to be a shifter or werewolf revolution in fantasy. That's what I need.
Can we talk about your conundrum yesterday when we were making the secrets question? For the quiz?
Sure, I don't remember what it is.
Well, Katie really wanted to put for her secret that she is secretly a monster lover, but she realized she couldn't do that because everybody already knew that because she's so open about it. And so people would be able to do process of elimination and figure out all the rest of our secrets.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, she's super into bears. Just kidding. Okay.
Wallace woke up and chose violence today.
She did, and she also chose inaccuracy because I can't think of a single bear character.
What happened to the original plot of the movie, Wallace?
Yeah. Also, bears aren't monsters. They're cute and cuddly.
I disagree. Bears killed Emmett in Twilight, so they're monsters to me.
Okay, well, Emmett was hunting it. It's called self-defense.
Oh, okay. What was I doing?
Who's Emmett again? Is that the little malnourished Victorian boy?
You were starting a sprint.
No.
I was starting a sprint. Thank you, Grape Fry.
Emmett's the big himbo.
Oh, he's kind of nuts. Oh, I have the biggest crush on him. Unsurprising.
And Genevieve is vlogging the entire process.
We're just
I'm so excited about.
Again. I'm sorry, guys. All right, bye. Woo! Time's up. Also, if you hear snorting, that's little Kay playing with her little warthog toy. How do I get it to go away? There we go. Okay. Okay, all done. Good girl. Good girl. That's Franco.
I think we all know how that went for me.
Yeah.
I was just trying to give the people what they wanted.
Yeah. No, honestly, that was one of the most incredible sprints that has ever occurred on our channel.
And I missed all of it. What happened?
It was just fun. It was just I played with
just
little
vibes.
Kay. I played with little Kay. Katie cuddled Bear. It was a really good time.
Well, Wallace was in the top there, and I could see she was playing with little Kay. So I did this, and of course she was playing with little Kay. Oh wait, she was in that thing though, and she was playing with little Kay. So I basically was like showing it, and she didn't realize. Before she looked, I changed it back to the original format.
I saw it switch back out of the corner of my eye. I was like, "What just happened?" And so then we just started fighting with each other. It was a good time.
But then I showed the people what they wanted, which was my puppy. So
before we get into Katie in the hot seat, I want to address. Well, let her show off all this first. Yes, it was Dog Central. Yeah. But I want to address this comment. Katie, stop it.
Oh,
Katie.
sorry.
Jesus.
That every single one of those secrets is real, except for one of them. One of them is not.
One of them is why.
But one of those secrets, each of us have a secret in that list that is real. One of them is not real.
Why do you think there's 5? And 4 troublemakers.
It's because we left a little room for Jesus. Hi,
Lexi. Lexi, we have a which troublemaker quiz are you? Link is multiple times
Lexi.
in the chat.
Right is on it. She's like,
can we
at
guess?
the sauerkraut, take the quiz.
Yeah. Wait, I need to guess. I think Lexi is either going to get Katie or Stieg.
I think it's Stieg. I hope it's Stieg.
If Lexi doesn't get me, I'm kicking her out of the Sagittarius Club. I'm just kidding.
If Lexi doesn't get me, I will hunt her down and I will kill her.
Wait, but this is so interesting. Marta says we can guess Katie's actual secret anyway. Does that mean we should be able to figure out who's having the affair? What is Katie's actual secret? I'm so interested.
I don't know.
Her actual secret is Adderall.
Or maybe
sounds so productive.
Also, we'll also have a turn in the intervention seat because I need us all to consider to publish this book for October in 2022 so I can read and treasure it. So this book for October will be worked on in 2022, and I'm most likely going to be betaing it in 2022.
This book is for next October. Remember that?
Exactly. That's what it's called.
This book is for October 2050.
No, this book is for next October. So.
But the thing is, there's always the next October, Wallace.
Yeah. And ultimately, if my sister says it's okay, once I give it to her, I'll probably just throw it up on Wattpad or something just to put it out there. So it is something I will share with people. But watch the affair. Wait, what? Wait, will you pull that one back up, please?
Watch the affair be this big secret, and they're just
we would never clown you at the trauma stream.
The trauma stream. Okay.
That's when I knew that I shouldn't have leadership powers. It was trauma stream.
Well, only one of you is querying and specifically said they wouldn't tell us if they got an agent. So either Katie has an agent or that is a fake secret. That's really good rationale.
Smart thinking.
But can't say either way. You know, you might be right, you might be wrong.
Oh, wait, I'm in another tab. Hold on. What was said?
I mean, at least one of the secrets actually does apply to me. LOL.
Ooh.
Danny. I'm not going to ask because we're all
going to ask. Can I please have your romance pen name?
Yeah.
Isn't it L Honey? Because her name's Danielle and she's going to use Honey. L Honey. What she said in a stream before.
Yes. I also
when I was a young warthog.
Imagine if someone actually got some work done in that one. Stieg, I think you were working during that sprint.
I was getting what do you have Gluck in America? No.
Gluck?
Yeah.
No.
That's happy in German.
Is that like squash?
Look.
Do you have happy in German?
No, it's like a Christmas drink that you put like crushed almonds in. It's like mulberry wine, but without the wine and without mulberry. So not really, but it's the same concept.
Danny started putting laundry away. I washed 3 days ago.
Wow, you are ahead of your time. That would have been like 2 weeks on my table, you're saying.
Also,
Katie! All right, Katie, go for it. Oh, we were highlighting the same comment.
Okay. I mean, yes, if you really want them.
I'm just offended that you haven't offered Wallace yet.
What?
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 Can you clarify what you meant?
No.
Okay.
I don't know what I meant.
Okay.
Miranda says one of them is my secret chaos. That's amazing. If like people were taking this quiz and they're like, oh my gosh, how did they know I'm specifically keeping this secret from the internet? That is amazing.
Yes, it is warm, Cherry Panda. You warm it in a pot with like 2 parts water and 1 part of glug.
Taking this seriously. Good. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay. You want to know my secret? I thought you guys were ignoring each other, Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, we've already discussed all of this. Okay. Okay.
But I did pit mad yesterday.
That is also interesting evidence.
Yeah,
or maybe it was because we were making the quiz. We realized it was pit mad, and we realized if she didn't do pit mad, you guys would connect the dots. So there could be lots of layers here.
The wait is over from Lexi. Somebody is going to be mad.
And it's going to be me.
Wait.
Is it a curveball? Is she a Wallace?
Is she a grape?
Is she a grape? Is she the real housewife of AvaTube?
It's killing me.
No!
Suspense.
Oh, okay.
I'm so happy for us, Lexi.
Oh, the betrayal.
I know, it's so exciting. It's a Stieg.
She only did the one tweet though, so it wasn't that, and it was recycled. So
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Reduce, reuse, upcycle.
Mm-hmm. All right, Catherine. We're going to go through the whole same system as we did with Stieg. So just start talking to us. What are the vibes for 2022? What do you want to focus on in 2022?
What brings you joy?
The vibes of 2022. I'm going to go into my hoe phase. Just kidding.
I'm not
kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. This is a writing stream. And I'm a woman of Jod. So
God encourages a hoe phase. It's one of the pillars of worship and
Jodism.
Rikiki. Reduce. Reuse. Rikiki. Anyway. Yes, it's Jodism.
Anyway.
The hoe phase.
The hoe phase is an integral part of becoming a saint. Anyway, no. Okay. What am I doing in 2022? Well, first of all, in case someone had missed it or see, that's the Sagittarius energy I have. So
our little girl is growing up so fast.
I'm no longer a child. Anyway, okay, back to the writing. Sorry, that comment makes me really laugh. Oh, Kiki.
Come on, get it together, girl.
Sorry. Okay. Back on track. I clearly have ADHD. JanuaryMo is going to be happening. I'm going to be running a thing on our Discord, essentially, JanuaryMo every day, because I'm going to be drafting the Witch book in January.
Nice.
And February and probably March.
Okay.
And then it definitely in January, but depending on how I feel about Be Gay, Solve Crime, Drink Blood after y'all's critique of it and insult sandwich.
When you say y'all, do you mean Wallace? Have I committed to something?
Wallace and Devasia. Unless Devasia is committed. And you can clearly join in too, Stieg, if you would like. But not expected because you have not committed to that. Depending on that, I might work on that book because I think that would probably be my next book that I would query. I'm still working on the Wrath King, but I'm just doing that kind of thing. It's just kind of on the back burner, and then either that's kind of 2022. It's the Witch Book and Be Gay, Self Crime, Drink Blood.
Okay. I mean, it's I don't know if I have a critique for your goals. What kind of brainstorming are you looking to do, if any at all, today? Do you want to make solid plans for the January event, how you're going to run it, or?
Yeah, I'm open to suggestions because I'm not entirely sure how I want to run it.
He doesn't want to be. I would like to clarify.
Yeah, this is by choice.
Yeah, this is 100% by choice.
I have asked him to be a bridesmaid, and he's like, "I'll get back to you in 2025."
I'll get back to you in 8 to 7 business years.
Yes. So I'm expecting to just give him my debut book signed, and then for it to sit on his shelf for 15 years, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Great.
It'll look amazing. I'm also expecting him to.
One book this year though, so I'm not totally trash. I'm just like trash light.
I'm also expecting him to buy several copies to get me on the New York Times bestseller list. So that's the.
I'll be your glucose guardian.
Because we all know it just takes several copies to get you on the bestseller list.
Well, he's my glucose guardian, so he's clearly going to get me there. So no beta reading needed, just money.
And I love obligations I can pay my way out of. So
there we go. And I'm okay with buying my way onto the New York seller list because it wouldn't actually be me.
Isn't that list arbitrary anyway?
Yeah, it is. It's just a joke.
Grape, do you think you're going to participate in January in the Discord?
Yeah.
How?
Depending on when she's scheduling the sprints.
Yeah. What would work for you?
Yeah. Let me wait. Well, you think about it. I got to write it down. Hold on. I'm going to write stuff down.
Yeah, people in the chat, if you're planning on participating in January on the Discord, let us know how
or just
going.
You want to be more productive in January because obviously the sprints aren't entirely.
I wish we could make a website, our own nano website, where people could input we could just make an Excel spreadsheet where people can input their word count goals so we can stay accountable to each other if you want. Anyway, Grape, how do you envision January going?
What am I gonna work? I haven't decided if I'm gonna start my pirate book at the start of the year or if I want to wait. So depending on which I decide, I'm either going to be continuing outlining and in-depthly outlining, Stieg level outlining.
Okay.
For January, or I will go back to revision.
Okay.
But is it my turn on the hot seat? Are we still talking about Katie's hot seat?
No, I just was trying to include you in Katie's conversation to get your input.
Because I don't want to say too much. I'm going to hold my answers close to my chest for my turn.
Yeah, but I meant we don't necessarily have to talk about what project you're working on, but if you can envision your perfect writing month, and this question I'm asking also Katie and Steve as well. But if you could envision your perfect writing month that you think whatever the way it's set up would really keep you on track, how do you envision that? And how can we foster that environment for you?
Oh, I don't know, because I don't think I've ever had a perfect writing month to want to replicate,
So do you think you're a everyday small word count kind of person, or on the weekend big chunks kind of person, or every other day medium chunk person? I don't like the word chunk, I just realized.
Yeah, I'm an every other day medium chunk person.
Okay.
My perfect writing month would just have the motivation and momentum throughout the whole month,
Right. But how do you organize the months to best serve that? Are you competitive? Would having something like an Excel sheet where we're all racing each other, or not racing each other, but this would not be good for Stieg because he gets too competitive, but like, you know, does sprinting in the Discord actually help you? Does tough love help you? Does more hand holding encouragement help you? How do you get motivated
leave
by
a little comment on the X seat in the box where you say what kind of motivation you need.
I'm not competitive. Wait, rewind. I think the spreadsheet would help me, but I'm not competitive. I think seeing my progress like as it grows is what helps me. You know?
Okay. Yes, it does. I bet there's a way. Look, what is happening?
But like I can never remember to update spreadsheets, so.
Sir, are you having a breakdown? What's happening? But you can't remember to update the spreadsheet? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I can never remember to update spreadsheet.
But you have like a million alarms on your phone. Why don't you just change one to say update spreadsheet at the end of the day?
And I snooze all of those alarms and then I eventually dismiss them.
Tell me you have undiagnosed ADHD without telling me you have undiagnosed ADHD. The Devasia will go first.
Like I have an alarm every 4 days, a reminder set to ask Stieg about his project. Have I done that in 4 weeks? No. But that alarm comes up every 4 days. And I look at it and I dismiss it.
Then maybe that kind of alarm isn't efficient for you. Maybe your brain has learned how to tune out. You need to text you to update the spreadsheet. Do I need to text you? Yeah, that's what I'm saying though, is that can we figure out a different way of reminder, because maybe your brain has just learned to tune out the urgency of those alarms. So maybe you need to just figure out a different reminder system, you know?
That's possible, yeah.
Katie, how do you, as the runner of JanuaryMo, how do you envision it set up?
So personally for me, the witch book feels like a night book. So I feel like I'll write a lot of it at night, but I don't just want to have Eastern time night like times. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking of like setting up, like having a schedule for each day, kind of like how we did in July Jamboree. Mm-hmm. But like shorter time periods, like
2 hour slots instead of 8 hours.
Yeah. 2 hour slots. So like just like for 2 hours, like like it's like a live stream where you just come to the Discord for 2 hours and you work for 2 hours and then you have break, do whatever you want.
Well, and we can all hang out in the rat chat for 5 minutes.
Yes, like we did with Miranda. Yes. I loved that.
Like we did with Miranda.
I loved that.
So I have rat chat sprints, and then I was also thinking we could have chunky weekend sprints on Saturday.
Yes.
Where I was thinking about doing.
Sorry.
I was thinking about doing sprints, like live stream sprints, like actually on my channel, and doing like I did with my the really productive sprint I did like a couple Mondays ago on the weekends, and trying to get 5K on Saturdays, so we can take Sunday off. But I know people do works and people work on weekends. So I still want to have the option to work on weekends.
Yeah. And I think it's nicer to do a smaller chunk because funnily enough, I think it creates a sense of, if you know the sprints are running all day, there's kind of this, I can hop in at any time. But if it's like, the sprints are happening in this 2 hour chunk, and if you're not there for it, you're missing it. It creates a sense of FOMO. And I think, you need a little more of a restriction in order to encourage motivation.
Right. I was thinking of doing 2 sessions too, like a morning session and then an evening session. Because
like on the same day, or one like alternating days where Tuesdays, Thursdays, the session is in the evening, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, it's in the morning, or having 2 sessions a day.
2 sessions a day of like 2 hour time. Because I feel like 4 hours for me is a reasonable amount of time that I was thinking about writing every day. And obviously I'm probably going to be the one writing the sprints. Okay. And that's why I also don't want to do like 8 hour full days, because I get so burned out on running the sprints. Whereas like for 2 hours, I feel like I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. Serious major first world problems, but running the sprints is really exhausting.
It's a lot of mental energy.
Got to make sure everybody gets their TomTom. You got to make sure.
Yes. Oh, it's stressful, because if you miss someone with their TomTom, you are the scum of the earth. Like, how dare you?
Because you've made them not feel special, and everybody wants to feel special in our Discord.
Also, there's a reason. Although I thought it was our glowing personalities.
This is an interesting critique.
So if I do 4 hours every day on weekdays, and then just like one big sprint on Saturdays.
I hear what you're saying about routine, Miranda, but the thing is that amazingly, our little tiny community is quite international, and I would just feel bad if we picked time slots that at the end of the day don't work for like a significant portion of people. So it's nice to have like, I don't know, what do you guys think?
I understand this, but I think I'm trying to think of what is best selfishly for me as the runner for this, because like genuinely I'm doing NaNoWriMo first and foremost to write the book, and if I don't choose times where I can write my book, like what what's the point?
That's
so maybe I'll
hanging out with everybody else and having a good time.
Yeah. Which is something we can do in the rat chat. Like, it's not like these are the only 4 hours you're allowed to sprint in the Discord.
Yeah.
You know, like
the sprinting will be in its own event. There's still the writing room. People can write when they want.
That's why I'm hoping to pick like having a morning one and an evening one. Because like even though I probably won't be like fully writing in the morning, like I still understand that there are people like in other countries and people who are morning people and stuff like that. So hopefully it'll work out.
So what hours were you thinking? Eastern?
Hours Eastern. I was I was thinking 10 to 12 a.m. and then maybe 10 to 12 p.m. too, or 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Oh, brutal. But no, that's fair. I mean, some people are night owls. I used to be.
I'm going to be coming out night owl. But obviously I'm taking suggestions for what works for people specifically in the morning one. Yeah. Because I am I'll probably be editing or beta reading or doing something else in the morning ones.
Okay.
Because I also don't want to run into like other live streams that I know are happening. Like Em and Han on Mondays, they stream at 7:30 to 9:30. So like I don't want to run into that. Kate Kavanaugh streams at like 2 p.m. So like just go to her stream. We stream at 9:30 on Fridays. So that would actually not work. Because we stream for the entirety of that. But you know, like, you know, it's just it's difficult to contextualize what I am trying to do here.
The answer for Fridays is obviously that we do
Steve,
more sprint heavy streams.
Talking to us? I'm sorry.
In January.
No, it was a phone call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. What were you saying, Grape?
Never mind.
No,
sprint heavy streams on Friday.
You had a valid point, Grape. It was just I saw Steeg's mouth moving before he started to speak, and I just want to make sure he wasn't thinking you were talking over him. I'm sorry. Please say your point. I want to hear what you're saying.
No.
No, you just
I agree with Grape.
Will you please reiterate her point for me, Katie?
May I, Grape?
No.
Watch the replay. Hey! Oh no, she took herself out. I thought she took me out. No, this is your sprints and shop talk, babe. How do I lock you? Oh my god.
Wallace,
she'll be back.
Finish out your sprints and shop talk questions.
Let's all form times run violent.
It could just be a weekend event. It doesn't have to be like an everyday event.
What's a weekend event?
January.
NaNoWriMo.
Nikki, I know Devin Cutting makes a playlist of sprints that are happening like daily or something like that. I don't know about a spreadsheet.
I think I've seen a Google Doc about it or spreadsheet.
Sorry, Danny.
Oh, I hope you feel better soon, Danny. And definitely take care of yourself.
Instead of running all the sprints yourself on Discord, you could just make calendar of sprints that everyone here could alternate, like pre-existing streams. Yeah. So I think that was something you guys were talking about.
Yeah, that's actually that's a good idea too. And we could pin it to the top of the January Discord channel. That's the word. My brain was like, it was a journey. My brain was like, Discord stream. And I'm like, it's not a Discord stream. Yeah, that's a good idea. It'll also keep me accountable for going to people's streams because I am so bad at it. And I'm so sorry. And then I would just, that's interesting.
Miranda, wouldn't that be like 7 to 9 for you?
Are you talking about the nighttime comment?
Yeah.
7 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Is that like prime family spending time for you?
Or maybe it's just hard for her to work at night. I think she gets up crazy early, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Bye, Lexi. Or 10 minutes preemptive goodbye.
Yeah, just in case people forget.
So, Katie, going away from NaNoWriMo for a moment and back towards your goals, you just kind of said what books you were hoping to work on, and that was the Witch book and Be Gay, Solve Crime, right?
Yes.
Do you have any like solidified goals for that, or are you not holding yourself to any solid goals? Just that's your general what you're going to work on, or did you want to make solid goals for them?
I would probably like to make solid goals for them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I'm just going to gripe for a second.
Go for it. Oh, this is
another good gripe.
I keep saying we need to make a little like 10-second video clip of a gripes with grape that we play anytime someone says the word gripe. And I keep do it, and then I just never do it.
Oh my God. Wait, I could make that. I would need Grape to send me a voice memo of Grapes with Grape, or however she wanted the jingle to go. Yeah. Anyway, my gripe is, well, it's not really a gripe, but it's kind of a gripe. Anyway, doesn't matter. Is being on a query journey as I am, and having kind of the Wrath King just simmer in the back of my head for all the time. It's weird for me to be like, I have one project that I would like to revise this year because I would like to do a second. I'd like to do a second draft of.
That's not funny. You'd like to do a second draft?
I'd like to do a second draft of Be Gay, Solve Crime, theoretically, and like plan out some more of the main series, like the beats of the main series that I have written out, like foreshadowed, that's the word, in the first book, as well as work on the Witch book and write a first draft of that. But like, how does the Wrath King fit into all of that? So
that is
difficult. Yeah, that's my conundrum with trying to figure out a goal, even though I really am someone who likes doing goals.
Well, I mean, you could just have conditional goals of, if this, then this. If such and such happens with the Wrath King, then these are my goals. If another thing happens with the Wrath King, then these are my goals. And I'm trying to be as vague as possible here so you can fill in the template as you see fit. But
yeah.
Does that make sense? Or does that not make you feel comfortable with having like conditional goals?
Conditional goals. See, the thing is, like, I feel like I made conditional goals back in like July, August, September, October.
Elaborate.
Beginning of November.
What do you mean?
Like, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And if I get this on this, I will work on that. And it's like, it's like a lot. And I just absolutely, like, it gave me, like, it's the Ball of Fate. It feels more like the Ball of Fate conundrum of like, it's a really great idea. And I really like the idea of the Ball of Fate, but like, it gave me massive anxiety to not know exactly what I was doing,
Right. And I hear you, but I'm saying then format your conditional goal to be less about like a fated choice and more of just analyze the current situation. And depending on what the current situation is, here are my goals, Either you need to start working on the Wrath King again, or you don't. And if you need to start working on the Wrath King again, then you have your answer about what you need to do, because you'll have people telling you what to do. But if you're, the conditional goal can literally just be, if I am not immediately required to be working on the Wrath King, here are my goals. And that's, it's just you're like in two alternate realities.
Yeah.
Does that still just make you uncomfortable? Does it fit for you?
It's just
because I'm just saying.
Here's my problem. Problem, though.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'm just going to come out and say it that the agent secret's not mine because this is too difficult to try to navigate around.
He literally said none of us were ever going to illuminate anything about any of that.
I can't talk about my goals and not just say that. Okay.
Made a pact, and not Catherine deleting the pact an hour and 52 minutes into the first stream.
Wallace, I cannot tell you my conundrum to let you help me fix it if I don't reveal that.
Okay.
Someone please put Miranda's comment.
Oh, sorry.
Is my thing is, so I don't have an agent for the Wrath King.
Mm-hmm.
And if all of my
spill it, Katie.
If I don't get any hits from the Wrath King, right? Mm-hmm. Theoretically, that happens. Don't get any hits. Because if it does get a hit, that is the goal.
Yeah.
Like that is instantly over everything. Is if I get an agent with the Wrath King, I'm working on the Wrath King. Mm-hmm. That's literally top tier, destroys everything else.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't have it with the Wrath King, my problem then is how do I decide whether I'm going to move forward with working on Be Gay Solve Crime, working on the Witch Book, or going back and revising the Wrath King and trying again. Like that's where I think my hang up is like I'm really struggling with trying to figure out if I want to revise the Wrath King again, essentially, because here's the secret, y'all. I'm not confident I'll get an agent with it.
Okay, that's interesting.
Which is why I had to reveal that I don't have an agent, because why would I be talking about this if I had an agent?
I think you need to reassess when the time comes. We were just talking about you sending a couple more batches of queries, right? And then waiting for all that feedback to be returned before deciding, or like before going into another revision, possibly. Mm-hmm. So like up until that point where you've gotten sufficient feedback, you're working on X thing, drafting the Witch Book. And then at, that date, or you could just preemptively set a date that's like, okay, regardless if I have enough feedback or not, I'm going to make a decision on the next steps of the Wrath King and then reassess.
Yeah. Oh, Lexi.
Okay. That's so nice. Lexi, you have a full-time job.
Lexi, you are literally too nice to me. I don't deserve her.
How about it?
Yeah, I would. That would be nice.
DM her on Insta, Lexi, if she's
on Discord.
Or on Discord.
Keep one.
Not only will she do free work for you, but she has to reach in touch. No. You DM her, Katie.
That's fair.
I mean, I will. I can. Yes.
How about you don't make that decision ahead of time, says Marta. Decide on your January project, then set a generic goal. Example, outline one book, regardless.
That's you know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think my only hang up with it is I don't know how long it's going to take me to draft the Witch Book. And although I guess, well, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, my brain just wants to touch it.
I can hear Bear snoring.
It is very obvious that Bear is in the room.
Yeah, he's very much he's a big snorer. Revising the submit.
Okay.
I just don't know what if the timeline of Be Gay Solve Crime, revising Be Gay Solve Crime, and potentially revising the Wrath King would line up nicely. Like deciding between the two.
Interesting. You're getting a lot of don't touch it's.
Okay. I really want to touch it though. All I want to do is touch it.
But don't touch the butt. I did it. I forgot. Oh man, I'm so glad for the most part StreamYard doesn't pick up all of the weird sounds that my stomach makes, because sometimes they're quite discordant. My life got so much easier when I started thinking of my tasks as main quests and side quests. Main, what has to be done in the time frame. Side, what want it done, but if not, no big deal. That's kind of a good way of.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have to think about that. I'm gonna write that down.
My question, Katie, is what are you going to do once you finish the first draft of the witch book?
Let it rest for like 6 months.
Oh, 6, damn.
That's usually how long I let books rest before I touch them again.
False, because you. Oh wait, no, that's accurate.
I was about to be like,
because
what about my life do you not know?
No, because I'm trying to do the math here of when I first read The Wrath King in December 2020. We did our big brainstorm day, like middle of January, and then you started rewriting it in March or February or something, and then you did a full another draft of it in the summer. That was not 6 months later. That was like 3 months later.
Yes, but that was third draft to fourth draft, not first draft to second draft.
Oh, well, sorry. Got it.
Yeah, specifically the witch book first draft. I waited 6 months after I finished the first Wrath King book.
Okay.
Revised it in like September, August of 2020, and then gave it to you in December.
Yeah.
And then you gave back to me in January. I started again in January. So that's like, what, 5 months? And then wrote the book. And then draft 3 and 4 were really crunched because I didn't think I needed to wait 6 months to read it again and send it out for queries because I felt like it was query ready at that point. No first draft is ever query ready, despite how hard I try. So, yeah, I will. It also depends on how long it takes me to write the witch book. It might take me 3 or 4 or 5, 6 months to write the book.
That's true.
Who knows?
Grape, why did you ask her that question? Where was that question leading?
I don't know.
What was the question?
What is your plan once you finish?
Oh, right. With the witch book. Plan with the witch book after I finish it.
Have you had the thought of, wow, hold on.
You got it.
I'm recirculating, rebooting. Give me a second.
Rebooting.
Plonk, plonk.
Ding dong.
Have you ding dong? Have you had any thoughts of the next project that you would do after the witch book? Like, in your excitement to write it, you're thinking, oh my gosh, and once I finish this, I'm gonna do blank. Like, what was your first instinctual thought of a project to work on after it?
Either my dragon book or my demon book or fantasy Bridgerton.
I love how
I said first instinctual thought, and that was 3 thoughts.
They're all 3 at the same time. My first thought, the first one that came to mind was fantasy Bridgerton.
Oh,
okay.
Which
I'm already here for the premise.
I'm not committing. There's no commitment here. Cone of silence to everyone in the comments. Never remind me of this moment. Stay with us. I was thinking of self-publishing a fantasy Bridgerton series and trying my hand at self-publishing, because it's very low stakes. Like these books, if they are not super popular, that's fine. That's okay. It's also very different.
Because I thought you were saying self-publishing is very low stakes, and I'm like, bitch.
yeah.
Oh no. I meant for me.
You don't care about fantasy Bridgerton. I get it.
I don't care about making money from fantasy Bridgerton. I just care about publishing it. I don't care about going through. I don't care about it enough that I want to go through the traditional querying trenches for it. Like I would be willing to put in the work to make it self-published.
Readable.
Danny, excuse me? Where were you Boxing Day 2020, December 26, 2020? What were you doing?
Have you been on my Tumblr at all? I'm just kidding.
Where else will you get Taylor Swift orchestral rearrangement by string instruments?
Truly.
Throwing my hand at self-publishing. Come to the dark side.
Because the other thing with Fantasy Bridgerton is it would be a very, very, very sharp departure from my usual writing topics. It's very different.
What the fuck?
Basically, okay, so do you guys know what bodice rippers are? Like, it's literally just Regency smut.
Netflix,
but it would be in a fantasy context.
Netflix put out a show the day after Christmas last year called Bridgerton, and it is Jane Austen, but with sex.
Yeah.
And
oh my god.
Happening? What is happening? It was like
Am I living in an alternate?
I know. It was
is this what you felt like when I didn't know that boat yesterday?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. This is real.
I need people to reaffirm me again on this. Stieg,
I have to Google to make sure it still exists. Yes, it still does.
Stieg didn't know about the Ever Given that got stuck in the Suez Canal earlier this year. And I was like, this was the topic of the internet for like 2 full weeks. There's no way you couldn't know about this. But that's how I feel about Bridgerton too. Bridgerton a little less, Stieg, which is why it was shocking to me that you did not know about the Suez Canal.
I know about Bridgerton.
But that's what I'm saying is that Bridgerton did not have the same cultural impact as the Suez Canal being blocked. So I was so shocked that you didn't know about it.
It did in the circles I hang, anyway.
You hang with us. I'm pretty sure we talked about it.
I remember zero boat talk. Zero.
Oh man, I feel like it was all I talked about. I'm here for Fantasy Bodice Ripper. That sounds fun.
I mean, it literally that's the plot, and it's like a big family, and y'all know how I love big family comments or big family dynamics.
Yeah.
It'd be very spicy.
Let's
anyway.
So yeah, I wish I could offer you further clarification on your troubles. But I don't think there will be a breakthrough for you like there was for Stieg, because unfortunately you are the one who provided Stieg his breakthrough, and it's hard to give yourself wisdom. So
yeah, well, that's just the way it is. Just gotta. I mean, I have a goal for January and like drafting moving forward, which is always going to make me happy because I love to draft. It's like my favorite thing to do. So moving forward with drafting, I feel good at least. And I mean, here I am fucking complaining about it. I have a book on query, a book I'm about to revise, and another book outlined. And here I am complaining that I have too much shit to do. Like, why hasn't someone told me to shut the fuck up yet?
We have tried many a time, Catherine, but here we are.
Fair enough.
Is there a Bridgerton light? Yeah, it's called Jane Austen. I loved that interaction. I'm called the Trouble Solvers.
Oh. Miranda, you are not wrong.
Wait, what are you on TikTok?
Fantasy Bridgerton.
Is this a sign of love, Marta? Because if so, then none of these 3 people tell me or love me because they tell me to shut up all the time.
That is literally a lie.
Shut up! Like, stop talking.
I have never. Wallace, I have told you to keep talking. I told you could talk about the weather. We literally last night I was like, Wallace, you could talk about the weather, and I'd listen to it because I just love listening to you talk. So you're a liar. Also, yes, Miranda, it is because that's the secret, guys. I actually do have an agent. No, I'm kidding. Just gaslighting everyone.
That was the point of the quiz. Just how can we best gaslight all of our friends?
Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss.
Katie, do you want to do any more exploring, or would you like to go into a bathroom break and get out of the hot seat?
I don't know.
Oh, damn. I was hoping you were to say bathroom break, and then I'd be like, let's keep exploring.
Here, let's try again. Take it from the top.
Katie, would you like to keep exploring your goals for 2022, or would you like to get out of the hot seat and take a bathroom break?
I would love to get out of the hot seat. I am sweating.
Let's keep exploring. So,
Let's do it.
Like, I don't know what to say though. Hold on. Remember when Steve thought the entire stream and chat was gaslighting? I remember like it was yesterday.
How wild!
Was it yesterday?
Wasn't it? Was it yesterday?
I think
It was
so.
yesterday.
Yeah.
That's the joke. Anyway, okay. Continue, madam.
So, sorry, I'm hearing very strange noises outside my window. I don't know how to approach your troubles because they're very mental. And I mean, like, they're in your head. No, I meant they're in your head. They're not, it's not like you're crazy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're really stuck between a rock and a hard place because the truth of the fact is, I mean, you are on query, right? So you can't change that reality. So, but you don't want to make goals because of the anxiety of being on query and the idea of having to switch a project at any one time at the drop of a hat.
The drop of an email.
Yeah. But I mean, so you really don't think you could just try and be like, you know what? It's on query. Lexi's going to look at it and maybe just have it be like that. Like while Lexi's looking at it, I don't know how long it takes her, but you know, it could be a couple months.
Can take her as long as it needs to.
Yeah. But just like pretend as if the Wrath King doesn't even exist. And if just imagine yourself in a world where you had never written the Wrath King, the idea had never come to you. You have the books you have now, except the Wrath King. What would your goals be for 2022?
If I did not have the Wrath King, my goals would be to revise and query Be Gay Solve Crime.
Great. There you go. I just solved your problem for you. I'm a genius.
So if the Wrath King fails, now back in our current world, if the Wrath King fails, I don't revise the Wrath King and go on query immediately with, not immediately, but like go on query with Be Gay Solve Crime, Drink Blood.
I mean, that's up to you. I mean, because you have talked about your concern about the market availability for the Wrath King and stuff like that. I mean, it's a question of whether or not you really think it should be your debut. It might have been the first book you ever wrote, but is it the first book you ever want to try and publish? Maybe you and Stieg have actually very similar issues in the moment.
I want the Wrath King to be my debut. I don't think my debut may not. Whoa. I want the Wrath King to be my debut. Mm-hmm. I don't know if the Wrath King should be my debut.
I hear you.
Because what I want and what the market wants are two vastly different things. Because I want the Wrath King to be my debut because it really, this draft of it, like draft 4, really feels like my culmination of what I want in a book.
Uh-huh.
But like, if the market doesn't want that, I can't do that. So
but what if you say fuck the market and self-publish? Or is it really important to you to be published by a publishing house?
To be traditionally published, it is really important for me to be traditionally published.
May I ask why?
It's been a dream of mine, and
you're not giving
I'm
up
afraid.
On the dream. I'm just saying, like, if your options are either not debut with a novel you passionately want to debut with, or be published by a publishing house, what's most important to you?
Well, but
for the Wrath King, but here's the thing.
No, not for the Wrath King. For you.
Sorry, can you? I know.
Is getting an agent and being traditionally published more important than debuting with the Wrath King?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. Yes. And that's
and the reason is, I literally legitimately am not knocking on self-publishing. That is never something I want to do. For me personally, I can't handle failure if I know it's from myself. Like, regardless, like, unless I become a blow up success with the Wrath King as a traditionally published book, like, I will think I have failed by what I have done.
Okay, then girl, you need to address that quick.
No, like,
say.
my definite, like with the books that I want to publish traditionally, the books that feel like traditionally publishing books, like I don't think I have the mental energy and capacity to give them what I think they deserve and what I want them to have. Whereas like with my Fantasy Bridgerton series, like if they don't succeed, like to me, that's okay. Cause I know they're going to find the readership that they want. Like here's narcissist to me. I want to be famous essentially for the books that I really, really am passionate about, like The Wrath King. And not thinking, I mean, I could be famous as a Fantasy Bridgerton author. I probably have more chance of being famous writing Fantasy Bridgerton and self-publishing it and then being on TikTok. But I don't, it's a thing of like, I know I'm not articulating it well enough. It's an issue with me not knowing if I would be able to self-publish well.
But I guess, sorry, going back a little bit though, of why, I know you want to traditionally publish The Wrath King, but why do you want it to be your debut? Why is that the important factor? Why can't you do a Leigh Bardugo, write Ninth House, there's not a market for it, write Shadow and Bone, and then be like, fuck you, I'm amazing, and then publish the book you wanted to publish in the first place?
I mean, that might happen, and I'm okay with that, but like, I don't want to, The Wrath King is like, I know I'm so precious about it. It is my baby. It's the first book I wrote, the first book I seriously revised. It literally haunts my every thought. Yeah. Like I'm thinking about it all the time. I'm
going to call you out a little bit here. When we were in Michigan, Katie literally got so heated with me. She started screaming at me, like in it, not in a, like a violent way, but just like very when I suggested she could make some changes to The Wrath King to fit it into a better market, and she literally
what was the change you suggested?
She wanted me to make it YA.
No. All I said was, as almost like as a joke, I was like, haha, why don't you just do what Leigh Bardugo did? And it was like, all these characters are in their mid-20s, but actually they're 17. Like how Steve always says, she's always just randomly mentioning that they're young adults. And I was like, why don't you just do that? And Katie was like, that would ruin the integrity of the book. It's not YA. I was like,
it would.
I don't think it would.
I think it would.
I agree, Devesha.
I disagree.
Because
I did get very heated, but I was also very emotional about The Wrath King at that point. I would like to say I was
really a week before Pitch Mat, or what was it? Pitch Wars. And she was like, it was I hit a trigger, and I apologize for that.
You consider Leigh Bardugo a failure then? Six of Crows?
No.
But if I also did it would be a failure.
She didn't self-publish Six of Crows.
No, but I'm thinking if you like do the like age down for posterity's sake,
in order to create the market, or fit
Six of Crows. Yeah. Six of Crows is a much different book than The Wrath King age-wise. Like my characters, like literally, there's been a civil war that's been happening for 7 years. So unless you want the main character, who is the king, who is currently 25, so when he went into the war when he was 25, he was 17. If you age him down to 17 now, that means he started the war at 10. And that's a lot different of a story.
Thank you for your input.
But that's what I'm saying. You age down the characters. I changed the context of the main fabric of where the story's foundation lies, which means I changed the entire story. I might as well just write something else.
Okay.
Do you not understand?
I don't fully agree with you, but I mean, you can make him 20 and have him be 13 at the start of the war. I feel like that's
why did the war need to go on for 7 years? Cut down the length of the war.
Also, as if young adult books don't have wars in them where young kids are fighting all the time. Like, did you read The Hunger Games? Some of those kids are like 12.
I did, in fact, read The Hunger Games. Her themes within The Hunger Games are not the themes I'm exploring with The Wrath King. And I feel like it would be a disservice to have child soldiers then become a king and then not address that. Don't you think that'd be a little weird to be like, this king was 10 when he started to fight actual people.
For 7 years, he's 25. He was a kid when the war started already.
He was a teenager. I think there's a difference between a 17-year-old and a 10-year-old when you're fighting a war.
I think we're just arguing about the semantics here.
Yeah, that's the semantics.
We really are.
Literally, you could make him 13 at the start of the war, like, and have the war last 4 years, or have the war have lasted 7 years, and he's 20. He's the oldest of all the characters, and all the other characters are younger. You know, like, there are ways to do it, but I'm just saying, like, it is your baby, and you've said this. I think you have a blind spot here.
Can I also give you as well that why the fuck would a entire legion of soldiers pick a 17-year-old boy to be their king and leader when there's
a
adult.
A 17-year-old boy to start off the war for them. Like,
he didn't start off the war for them. He didn't become king until 6 years later.
Yeah, but
it's almost like you haven't read the Wrath King.
It's almost like you never talk about it. You never talk about why Ronan was chosen to be.
You didn't read draft 4 because I did have a flashback in draft 4. I added because you suggested, and it was a wonderful suggestion, and it did add some depth to the world building. I'm just
Amazing.
saying.
I know how you girls like to tussle.
Anyway, we're completely off track.
Yes. And I just think we're going back to the idea of the Wrath King not existing. What you would do is you would edit and try and query Big A solve crime, right?
Yes.
That was your immediate answer.
Yes.
I agree with this point. Just gonna put that in there. Look, I'm just saying. When an entire group of people, Katie, is telling you something, maybe just don't dismiss it so immediately.
Well, maybe if I don't get an agent with this and I can't be on submission, maybe I will reconsider and rewrite and re-outline and rework.
I don't think you would need to do much
I would have to do a lot of work to recontextualize it in my own head. You know,
you'd have to do a lot of internal work.
Yeah. which would take a while, and it would take a lot of me working on the Wrath King.
But I love how whenever we're saying, "Oh, age down the characters," the one character you're like, "I can't age this person down," isn't even a point of view character. Like Ronan could still just be 25.
Yeah.
And have his lover be 17 too.
That would not be good.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye to Wesley's entire plot.
Well, you could make Wesley 20. You could make him the oldest.
Honestly, you could keep Wesley the same age and age down Nola and Lucian.
Mm-hmm.
Or keep Wesley a similar age. Isn't he like 23? Make him 21.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's 24.
Don't do it, Katie. Stick to your guns.
Is what Violet said.
I agree. But
this is such a great question. Would you make this change if an agent told you to?
If Alexa DM'd you, "Hey girly, I have some thoughts."
And if you do this, I'll get you an agent with this agent company that I work for.
This agent company?
We're not allowed to say it. We're not allowed to say what she works for. So
it's called an agency though, not agent company. That's why I was laughing.
Okay.
No,
to answer the question,
mm-hmm.
It's nuanced because if I got on a conversation with an agent, if they were seriously considering, if they read the whole manuscript and they were like, we got on a call and they were like, this is what I want you to change about the Wrath King in order for me to sign you because I think I can sell it like this.
Mm-hmm.
I would listen to their suggestions, take them in, and I would have to really consider whether their suggestions are what I want for the book, if I feel like it would work with the integrity of the book, and really see, like, I would not interrogate. That sounds really bad. I would ask them why they want it to be YA. Mm-hmm. Like, what about it makes it feel like YA? Because if there's a specific element within the Wrath King that I can't see, mm-hmm. that they're like, this is perfect for the YA market, maybe I just have to latch on to that fact and change it because I already have an element in there that feels YA, like upper YA, obviously, because
right.
It wouldn't be lower YA.
Right.
So if they did tell me that and I agreed with their things and I really felt like their vision was the best for me and I felt like I melded with them as a person and their style, I would change it. But if I really just didn't connect with it, it's the same way with any of the changes. It's not even if I meant to make it YA. If they were like, I want you to change Ronan to be a woman, like mm-hmm. that would change the story dramatically, mm-hmm. crazily. Yeah. Like that is a crazy change to me that I can't imagine. But if they're like this reasons, and it made sense and it actually enhanced the story, I would probably do it. But if it isn't, then I would probably have to say no.
Interesting.
Or I'd have to convince them the other way, Yeah. And regardless, and depending on how they reacted to me, I would know whether they would work well with me, Because if they're like, well, you need to change to my things, and I'd be like, oh, we would not work well, honey.
Yeah. But again, I think that goes back to like the original point of why I brought up that example was, you just saying you're in a place where, the Wrath King represents a lot to you, and maybe it doesn't need to be the book that you go on debut with because you want to maintain the integrity of the story that you've written. And so maybe the book you go on debut with is a story that you can build out to fit a market. Does that make sense? From the
Yeah. And I mean, I was talking to Miranda about this, like, I was talking to Miranda about this.
Talking to Miranda?
Yeah. I think this is fair. But I'm not going to lie, Anna. I care more about selling the book than maintaining the theme.
I was talking to Miranda a couple months ago, and we were talking about marketability because, of course, we were. And like thinking about it, and I was thinking about Be Gay, Solve Crime, Drink Blood, and how I think just on a surface level, the book itself is much more marketable. It has a tagline: Be Gay, Solve Crime, Drink Blood. Hello. It has a fun concept: vampire private detective. And when I think about that book, it's kind of half YA anyway. So I wouldn't mind aging down the other main character, Chloe, who is like 25, to be more fitting of the YA market if that's what I can break into with Be Gay, Solve Crime, Drink Blood. So like maybe that one, maybe I do have to pull Lee Bardugo and just query with Be Gay, Solve Crime, Drink Blood. And
give us the deeds. What's
Spill the tea. Spill the tea. Are they like, I want a adult fantasy with blood magic, revenge, and
I want a King Arthur feature, whatever the tagline is.
King Arthur with necromancy? It's not. I don't think it is. I really don't. I think if NA was a thing, new adult was a thing, it would be new adult.
Yeah.
It is the thing in the self-publishing market.
Yeah, but again, I just don't think I'm cut out for self-publishing. There's a video by Laura Wrights.
Yeah. There's a lot of work that goes into self-publishing. Yes. I don't want to have to design my own cover. I don't want to have to worry about finding a copy editor. Like that's it. The marketing is all on you. Like that's for people like Steve who want full control. And for me, it's like, there's something wrong with my story. I need professionals to work with me to make it work, you know?
You still have professionals to work on your story if you self-publish.
Yeah, but you have to find them, you know?
You have to pay them.
Well, that's the other thing that I think. Like, I don't, at this point in my life, I don't have the money to self-publish well. Like, I just don't have the funds and the resources.
That's fair enough. It's definitely a privilege to self-publish well.
Yeah, and I completely understand that. And like, I myself am biased with certain books where I think, that doesn't look great, but also like I'm trying not to be judgmental. Anyway, like it's an intrusive thought that happens. But yeah, so and I understand myself, like I don't think I'm the kind of person who is cut out for doing the work for my first book, you know?
Yeah.
So, I'm glad you're liking it, Genevieve.
This is very similar to what it is like when we're just hanging out backstage, except normally we're all just lying down in bed.
Yes. Absolutely.
Although this is peak narcissism.
It is. But also, I don't know, like part of me feels like talking about these issues helps other people. Because like these are legitimate issues that people face with querying. So, I mean, I guess maybe that's...
I think this is really interesting.
That is interesting. Yeah. Miranda, we need to unpack that.
We do need to unpack this. Everybody hop over to the rat chat.
Let's talk about it. But yeah, maybe that is my thing is like, if I don't get any bites on the Wrath King, I just, I have to work on Be Gay, Solve Crime.
But no, I don't even think you should think of it like that. I think it's, you are working on Be Gay, Solve Crime until you get a bite on the Wrath King. And that's how you phrase it. Because there's this whole like waiting aspect if you're like, if I don't get any bites, you know, but at what point does that if start to count, you know? Because right now that's an unknown, as in you might or you might not. But if you say until I get bites, you know right now you have not. And so you know what to do right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Hold on, let me write that down.
We're gonna not immediately, but we're gonna do another bathroom break soon, and then Tavisha, I promise we're gonna get to you. And we're gonna give you the full time that you deserve, lady in green sleeves.
It's okay.
Green sleeves was all my joy. Except I won't behead you like King Henry. Anyway.
Oh, spicy.
Mm-hmm. Cherry Panda says, if you'll end up beating yourself up about the results, then don't do it. Not everyone is cut out for every option. Interesting. Genevieve says, yes, Katie, it makes me feel better that I'm not the only one struggling with certain things. Danny says, I also feel not old enough to write adult, but a big thing with autism is feeling behind in terms of age milestones. So at least I know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Mood.
All right. Oh, and Lexi's going to tell us about the meeting later. No, tell us about it now. And then Violet said, like, for me, I'm fine debuting with my rom-com if it gets my foot in the door.
Ooh, that's an interesting notion.
Getting the foot in the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is an interesting notion.
Leigh Bardugo. She's the blueprint.
Is she the blueprint or is she the unicorn that we need to warn ourselves against expectations? That's my other thing with you, kitties. I feel like you said yourself, you have such insane expectations that even if you find true success as an author where you have a steady career, you have a publisher who wants to keep publishing you, but you don't have your own Netflix series, you don't have, deals and stuff, you're going to feel like you're a failure. And I just would hate that.
I'm like, we all know she just want to be Chloe Gong anyway, so what was it?
It's true.
It's
true. Literally, I have talked about that before. No, I think that's something I have to work on my own with my own idea of my own self fame. But I think like Leigh Bardugo working really hard, having like, because Shadow and Bone wasn't like super popular when it came out. I don't think. I can't quite.
It made a splash in the YA community, I think.
Yeah, I definitely
did. I mean, you're right. I just want to make a splash. Just want to cannonball into the fame. Anyway, we don't need to get into all of that.
All right, shall we?
Too late. We already got into it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Hold on, I've got to find a timer because I'm tired of that Christmas timer.
But I hate feeling unsuccessful. I understand.
If your definition of success is to be a breakout star with your own Netflix show and a multi-million-dollar contract off the gate,
it's
Caspian,
not that.
Well, that's funny because that's what you just told us.
Leigh Bardugo did not have multi-million-dollar success right out the gate with a Netflix thing.
You have not even mentioned Leigh Bardugo once.
Have you mentioned it for this conversation, Steve?
Yes, but you talked about not Leigh Bardugo, like.
I literally said Leigh Bardugo is the blueprint.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, but you said that what you want is to be like a overnight hit wonder from a big publisher, and you want all the fame and glory. You didn't say you want to be Leigh Bardugo.
She literally.
I said. Actually, the person I want to be is Victoria Schwab. I want to be her, unequivocally, because she has had a.
Victoria, if you're watching, reach out, please.
I love her. And she has had a slow, simmering up into healthy growth community kind of career.
Okay, because that's not what you want, or that's not what you said what you wanted in the beginning. So I'm just saying.
I would like fame, but I just don't want to become irrelevant. Like, as long as I'm relevant, I feel like that is a kind of fame for me.
Damn it. Call me up and tell me a joke.
Cherry Panda wants the average. The less expectations better, and then have a decent amount of popularity. I hate the thought of writing something great and then flopping. My fear is flopping.
Also, I love this. Make your own Katie blueprint. I think that's sweet.
That is really sweet, Em. If only I knew the blueprint. Guess I gotta make it. Shouldn't be comparing ourselves to other authors because everyone has their own path, and a famous author has a very unique path, so you just have to forge yours. That is so correct, and I hate that you're right.
Probably another hour because we have to do a sprint and then do Devacia. So strap in, folks.
Strap in. Go get some lunch.
It's only been 2.5 hours, so.
And also, why are you asking us, Danny? Are you getting sick of us? What's happening?
You need to leave.
No. Don't leave. No, leave. Please don't leave. Unless you have to. Unless you have to do something else. But please don't leave because Steve is mean. I love it. But that's like a whole other thing to unpack with
Why is she doing that?
I think it has. Well, she wrote a post about it, and under my impression, just short cliff notes. She does not feel comfortable with her work being gendered in the way that Victoria makes her work gendered. I think she literally just speculation, and I literally this might get me canceled, but I personally wonder if she is moving towards maybe having like a non-binary identity or something like that. I know she's talked about her queer identity in the past, so I wonder if it has something connected to that. But I do think she wrote about how like her work under Victoria is received differently because she has such a feminine name, and she does not want that. She wants a very neutral gender bias away on her books, essentially, is what she said and what I think.
All right.
I wish you didn't. I wish, Danny, I wish you didn't have pain, but I am glad you don't have to leave ever.
Also, I completely forgot that I theoretically also need to go, but that we might be extending too long, and I definitely want to do Grape and not make her feel rushed. So,
no, rush me so you can talk about yourself.
Nah, I'm good. Hold on, I just want to hide that. Okay. Is everybody ready?
Bye, Marta.
Bye, Marta.
Bye.
See ya. You can always watch the replay. Give us those watch hours. Woo woo. All right. Enjoy a 10-minute. I'm sorry this is Halloween themed, but whatever. Bye. Also enjoy Nicki Minaj. Oh, or Grape Fry. Alrighty.
Alrighty.
All right. So Katie had to go put the dogs out, so she'll be late back, but she's listening. So roast her while you can. Oh my God, Miranda, I can't believe you just commented that you hate Katie's guts. Wow. That's,
Oh my God, you think she should dye her hair? Anya, please.
Wow, you think she's a bad redhead? Ooh.
No, that is not true.
Oh, the Rap King is overrated. I wouldn't. Michael, that was spicy.
Michael, that was rude.
Oh my God, not the comment about her eyebrows.
I thought about it, but I wasn't going to mention it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Now let's stop being mean. Grape. Hi.
Yes, hi.
Whoa, my screen just did something very alarming. Okay, here you go. We can see Yoy too. We can see Yoy too.
Okay, we got busted. These were all just our personal opinions.
Great, Prada. What areas of your life do you want to focus on in 2022?
I don't know about my whole life, but
Okay.
my writing life.
Yeah, we can stick once we go backstage, we can do other life stuff if you want.
Like Elaine said, like an hour and a half ago, 2021 was my year of like drafting stuff.
Okay.
Or like focusing on finishing the draft. So in 2022, I want to focus on revising the things that I've finished. And like, sending stuff out to people, getting feedback, things of that nature.
And what's going to be the first thing that you send out?
The first thing, I don't know. I wanted to start, okay. I've started revising my space opera, but I think that's going to take a really long time because I have not blown it out of proportion. I've expanded the scope of the plot, and there's a lot of work that needs to go into that. So I want to try to revise a short story first. So I think one of my short stories from either this Writer's Games or the last one, I'm going to revise and potentially send to some people, and then maybe like
or
put it on
some
a Kofi
people
or
you
something.
keep talking about.
Some people. I don't know
Strangers
which people.
on the bus.
Yep.
See, why
my next door neighbor.
We always get so pressed when we talk about sending it to other people when you literally never read our work and you never want to. You never want to.
I like the option, okay? I like the option and the ability to pass.
No, when you, for an entire year of friendship, have elected to opt out of being a critique partner, eventually we just stop asking. And you have to accept that. Oh no, it's the consequences of my own actions.
Fine, I'll find some other friends that will offer me a good time then.
And that you will refuse to participate in. We offer you good times in other ways. You don't even think beta reading is a good time. So yeah, Devesha, were you thinking about opening it up to, an open call for critique partners, or did you have select people in mind?
Obviously y'all, but potentially opening up to other people, maybe like as a second round of like feedback. Situation.
Okay. And which short story do you think I know you said either Writer's Games or the other Writer's Games that you did, but do you have an idea of which short story you might focus on first?
I think there's one I did this year in July that I want to use as a part of the world building backstory for the antagonist of the pirate book. So I think I want to do that one.
Okay.
Because even though I've said I don't want to draft anything new in 2022, I actually do want to draft the pirate book. It's an outlier. It's on its own little table in the corner. We're not focusing on it, but I do want to work on it. That will probably be the only thing I draft or
Mhm.
actively write in for 2022. So yeah, to answer your question, that was a long-winded answer.
Oh, I
A
liked
short
it.
story that relates to that book
Okay,
that
I
I've
love
already
that.
written. That I would
Also, I think it's not a bad thing to, a year is a long time. I don't think it's a bad thing to have like your overarching goal be to edit work you've already written, but also have something that you can draft, because I do think that
Yeah.
those are two different headspaces. And so allowing yourself to enter into one in order to escape from the other might be good, because it kind of can give you a break from editing mode versus drafting mode. And so are you going to work on the short story rewrite? Like, because you wrote the short story for the writer's games, which means you wrote it in a single weekend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So is it going to be like you're going to work on it the first week of January, or are you going to are you going to try and expand it? What's your plan for the short story?
My plan for it is to see how it goes. See what the vibes are calling for.
Okay.
Because it's a part of a character's backstory, like that's how I'm envisioning it. It
Mhm.
could expand past the like tiny chunk of plot that it is right now. Does that make sense?
Yes. My question would be, do you?
I'm sorry, who put Katie in timeout?
I think she did that to herself. Yeah, she feels bad because like we can go through the whole thing. Where's Katie's comment about putting? Well, I don't know. Katie's comment about putting Danny in jail has disappeared for some reason, but she is putting him in jail. Justice for Danny. Enjoy the nice fresh muffin in timeout, Danny. It's okay. It's okay. So I guess my question to you would be, do you consider yourself the type of person who, when you go based off of vibes, is that a good strategy for you? Do you typically fulfill or follow through on a goal when you're just going off of vibes, or do you need more concrete steps to follow?
Oh, that is a good question. I think it's a mix of both.
Okay.
Because when the vibes are vibing, it's good.
Yeah.
When the vibes aren't vibing, then you need that
Yeah.
routine structure of just powering through it to get it done.
So have you thought about coming up with a fallback of, okay, even if I'm not feeling it this day, this is the bare minimum that I want to make sure I hit every day? Like just sit at the computer for 10 minutes to consider the story every single day for 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, I've thought about thinking about the process in which I would revise the short story.
We love thinking about things. The
Like, I don't know the answer. Squoval?
Oh, yeah, that is interesting. Is it? Yeah, it does look like it's round on the top and then square on the bottom.
Yeah. Square, and then it's more squoval. Fuck, what was the question?
About thinking about your editing process and how you're going to approach it, and whether or not you need a minimum defined step in order to keep you on track even on days when you're not feeling the vibe.
Oh, yes. I have been thinking about how I would what steps would be the minimum defined steps.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Like in this pass, I'm gonna work on, the backstory of the character and consistency or whatever. And then this step I'm gonna work on voice. And then this step I'm gonna work on whatever the fuck else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I've been thinking about.
And you think you want to break it down into like categories as opposed to a small word count goal or a small time goal?
Yes, categories.
Okay. But then doesn't that pose the risk though, if one day you're meant to work on voice, but you really only have you just don't have a ton of energy? Are you meant to work on the whole voice for that day? That might seem like a lot to work on when you don't have a ton of energy, because those are kind of vague categories. Did any of what I just said make sense?
Yeah, but I don't know if it would be a lot to work on because it's not that long of a story.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. And maybe for you, just like figuring out voices, you just like, it's first person limited, like done. Task for the day complete.
Yeah. And so if I like need to change any accidental tense changes, things like that.
Okay. So do you think the short story just needs kind of a light edit, or does it need a full rewrite? What do you think it needs?
I think it needs fleshing out in places, but not a full rewrite.
Okay. So then we can brainstorm some categories for you, and you can write them down in a notebook. And that way, if there's a day where you're just not feeling the vibes, you can turn to that notebook and say, okay, I'm just going to pick one of these categories to work on. Almost like a bowl of fate, but not quite.
Yeah.
Not me trying to get everybody to do their own bowl of fate, even though Katie has shown that it doesn't work for everybody. It doesn't even freaking work for me. How many times have I pulled out dark chocolate and then refused to do it? Anyway.
Twice.
Yeah. So voice is one of them. What's another, like setting? Do you want that to be one, or do you think the setting is pretty clear?
Yep, setting could be one of them.
Okay. What are other categories?
I don't know. I haven't reread it yet, so.
Oh, that's fair. Well, maybe that's like the first task. The first task is reread. And then do you have a specific deadline for yourself of, oh, I would like to move on from this by January 15th or February or March, you know? What do you envision?
I didn't think of a specific deadline. I'm going to say February 4th.
February 4th. Okay. That's a good date. And I think that's nice because then that gives you like a full month to really dive deep into it. And do you think that while you're working on this short story, you'll also be drafting the pirate book, or do you kind of count that as your work on the pirate book, and so you'll save drafting the pirate book for later in the year?
I'll save drafting for later because I'm not 100%. I don't feel 100% satisfied with the outline.
Mm-hmm.
Or even 90% satisfied with the outline.
Gotcha. So. And you're hoping that by working through this short story, it'll kind of give you clarity on that outline?
Mm-hmm. At least for some aspects, like the world and the magic system and character motivations. Yeah.
And then once the short story is done on February 4th, what do you do on February 5th?
I don't know. It depends on what day of the week it is.
Okay. You take a nap. No.
Yeah, take a nap.
Will you move on to editing the space book?
Yes.
I like it.
I do want to go back to revising that.
Mm-hmm. And your plan is revising the space book on your own first and then putting it out for betas.
Mm-hmm. Because it's not the story I want to tell yet. So if I give it to someone, it's like, what's the point? Because it's not the story that I want people to read.
But maybe then, instead of going through the effort of doing a whole nother draft, maybe you focus on making a good outline of that book and then having people work with you on the outline. Because if it's not just that, you know, you haven't really fleshed out a character arc yet, or you haven't really, you know, got your act structure organized in a way that's good pacing, like if it's really not the story you want to tell yet, maybe just write the story down in an outline and workshop it with people on that level. So that way you don't write a full manuscript of a story you don't want to tell yet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do you think about that?
But I feel like I've already written the story that I don't want to tell. And the story that I want to write is the story that I'm going to write. The story that I'm going to write is the story that I want to write. It's not that I wrote something it's not like I wrote a different story. I didn't write the aspect of the story that I want to tell. It's still the same story, but like adjacent. It's not like completely left field.
You think you've identified the issue?
Yeah.
Can I ask what the issue was?
Just scope.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Are you still doing multi-POV?
Yes.
How many?
2 for sure. We're still battling. We're still fighting for that third one. We're thinking about it. We may put her to rest, but we don't know.
Okay. Did you have other elements of the goals that you like? Do you have a conundrum, or I mean, because these seem fairly like good, decent, achievable goals. Did you have one that you're not sure on, or that you're wrestling with?
No.
Mm-hmm. So then you're going to be working on the short story for January. So do you think you'll do Katie's morning sessions or her evening sessions?
I think it just depends on when I would have to, like, what days I would have to work.
That's fair. You got to give me something more here. We cannot talk for an hour about Steve and an hour about Katie and then only 10 minutes about you. It just isn't fair. It's not fair.
It's not my fault I have my shit worked out.
Is there nothing that is existentially stressing you out as a reader, as a writer? Oh, yeah. Do you have any goals?
Oh, yeah. That's another thing.
Yeah.
For 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read more. I want to read more adult fantasy and adult sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
I want to read more in the genres that I want to write in so that I get a feel of, like, the shit.
Yeah, that's interesting. Kind of hone the craft, but not through craft books.
Yeah.
Through example. I like it. That's a good goal.
And I've got my golden coil and I got that page for those books that could be comp titles and stuff.
Yes.
Got it worked out.
Having comp titles is always, it's surprising how annoying a process it is to find comp titles, but Katie and David, oh, look at Bear.
You're not kidding. Oh, yeah. I didn't want to, like, fully distract, but someone wants my mozzarella balls.
He wants food. Also, why do you have mozzarella balls?
What?
Why do you have just mozzarella balls in a Ziploc bag?
Why not? That's what they came. They came in like a little bag, and then did I freeze?
A little bit, but you're back.
No, I think that was gross.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
They're just in a little like bag themselves, and like you open this, and I put them in this so they don't like get all over the fridge.
Gotcha. Elaine, hard disagree. Finding comp titles.
Hey, Elaine, do you want a job?
Yeah.
Do you want to find my comp titles for me? It would be cute.
Oh, yeah, that would be the crossover event of the century. I wonder if they'd like each other.
Bear would be afraid of her.
She's not aggressive like Belle is.
That doesn't matter. He's still afraid. He's a fearful man.
But she might see him and think he's Mr. Mayor because they look so much like Mr. Mayor looked. And Little K and Mr. Mayor were best friends, so she might just be so happy.
Would you guys be best friends? You see his face. Bear, would you be best friends with Kiki? Are you afraid to be friends? Oh, he thinks I'm talking about treats.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know. Stieg or Katie, do you have any comments on Devasha's life?
So many. No, I'm kidding.
A lot
so
of
many
comments
critiques.
not relating to writing.
Okay. We'll take it backstage.
I'll be on you, girlie. It's fine. I'm sorry, I'm actually working, so.
Steve's like, I've written 500 words.
Like, I'm chatting. He's like, I talked about me. I'm good. I'm gonna work now.
Well, everything I say you shoot down, so what am I here for? I might as well work.
What are you talking about? Are you pressed that I joked about your beta reading? Why are you upset about that? That's literally just like a no.
I'm not upset. I just like to stir the shit pot sometimes, and I actually was inspired to write. So, and it was not my moment to shine. It was Grapes. So, here's me letting her sparkle.
Yeah,
Grape.
but Grapes contributed to the conversation when it was your turn. She was an active listener.
I've listened to what she has to say.
What'd she say?
She said she had her shit together, and it's not her fault that me and Katie is hot messes.
Oh, so you only caught the part about you.
And also her plans for the future projects, and that she was expanding the universe of her novel that I knew about because me and Grape talk on the reg. So I already know all of this.
That is true. That is true. Catch me backstage. How about that? Tell us about the crazy meeting, please. But Katie, do you have comments on Devesha's goals or questions you would like to ask of her? You chat. Do you guys have any questions? Great fried Q&A since she refuses to give me stuff. Yeah, everybody, put in the comments or put in the chat questions that you would like Great Fried to answer. Grape, are you okay with this? Because I can not actually do it if you don't want to do it.
Sure, depends on the question.
Okay, cool. But Katie,
she reserves the right to confirm or deny.
Katie, you have the hot seat though, so ask the question. Oh,
I do have a question. It's a writing related question.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're talking about goals, well, I guess methodology when it comes to goals. Do you like have a thought or like a theory or a method to picking which short story you're going to work on from your bunch? Or did you already talk about that? No, you talked about you're using the one that you're going to use as backstory for the pirate story. Never mind.
Danny says, last time I tried to ask Devesha a question, I got
I'm so sorry, Danny.
Steve, I'll ask your question next, but I wanted to do a writing question first. Genevieve asks, what is the hardest thing about writing for you, Great Bri?
The hardest thing about writing is descriptions. Because
what's the easiest thing?
The easiest thing? I don't know, probably dialogue or internal monologue.
Why?
I love a good angsty monologue.
Why are descriptions hard for you? Do you have struggle to envision the scene that you're in?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I have to actually like focus and think about it and like construct it in my mind.
Like build the world.
Build a set, basically.
Yeah.
That is so fascinating.
That is. It's amazing how all of our minds work so differently.
It's almost like we're different people.
Yeah. Steve would like to know who your first crush was, Devesha.
What was my first crush? I don't know. Probably some kid in like pre-K.
That's true.
I don't know. I think my first celebrity crush was Omarion.
Who is that?
Same question. Omarion, B2K. Come on, y'all.
Oh.
B2K.
Sorry, I thought you said BTK.
The serial killer. I was so confused. I was like, what the heck? That's amazing. Omarion J-Pen asks, is it this person?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know who that is.
Hold on, I need to Google it.
You know the song? When your body goes bump, bump, bump. Dun, 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 dun. Okay.
The thong song?
It's okay. No,
the thong song? No.
Not the thong song.
I know who this person is. I just can't remember the name of the song.
The thong song is Cisco.
Yes, it is. You're right. Yep. Maybe I don't know who. I feel like I've heard this name.
Devesha, Miranda would like to know who has the writing career you envy the most.
I don't know, because in terms of I think it's different for different genres, because I really would like to emulate Riley Sager's like thriller career, but I just love Victoria Aveyard so much. Like, I'm a simp for that woman. Her whole brand is Chef's French Kiss, tongue and all.
And is it just that you enjoy her writing? What about?
I've never read one of her books.
So
but I've read Riley Sager's books, and I really enjoyed. I really love them.
What about these writers' careers is aspirational to you, or their lives that they lead is aspirational?
Oh, I don't know. I just feel like Victoria Aveyard has the perfect, like, Instagrammable looking life.
Why?
Which I'm not necessarily envious of. But I vibe with it on an entertainment level.
What are certain things? Yeah, what are certain things that she does that make you feel that way? Like, is it activities? Is it just the way she photographs things?
Yeah, it's very picturesque.
Mm-hmm.
Very picturesque and very like California. And it's
is that like an aesthetic you enjoy? Is California?
Yeah. It's not an aesthetic I could lead though.
What is like, because I'm just trying to get, I don't know who this person is, so I'm just trying to get ideas from you, but like, what are things that she posts? Like, do you have specifics? Like, is it mostly just time lapses of her writing at her writing desk? Is it her reading at the beach? What are things that she posts that you look at that and you're like, I love this picture?
Oh, it's like her dog and her food and like her little writing updates when she was on deadline, which is like, oh, she's living the life, the full-time writer life.
So I wonder if maybe.
Oh my God, wait, backtrack. Miranda, the real answer to this question is Chloe Gong. Fuck that bitch, first of all. But I wish I was her.
I was
like also in love with her.
Yeah, I was amazed you didn't say that right off the top. But I was wondering if maybe just like a fun little silly side goal for you would be maybe like every day you do something to romanticize your writing life a little bit. Like, you don't have to do it for the internet. You don't have to take a picture of it or anything like that, but maybe take a picture of it, but for yourself, but set up a little palette in your room with fuzzy pillows and light a candle and sit and write or sit and read or go for a walk and sit on a park bench, do one little thing every day that helps you romanticize a little bit. Because I think you might need a little more of that in your life.
You're right. I think I do as well.
Okay. And then I'll stay on top of you about it. I'll be like, what did you do today? What'd you do today? Also, hanging out with us counts as romanticizing. So mainly you just have to hang out with us every single day.
Okay. That works for me.
Okay, cool. Cherry Panda wants to know, how is the reading actually going for everybody? They've started reading almost 10 books and have finished none of them. How to read? ?
I haven't read a book since June. If that'll tell you anything.
I've been reading New Kingdom since June.
Graphic novels. They're really fast and easy, and they get you back into reading. And they're really beautiful.
You have a whole swath of readers here, Cherry Panda. Steve and I are extremely slow readers. Katie is a prolific reader. Devesha is a bursty reader where you read.
She's a fast as fuck reader.
I'm a binge reader, and then I don't read again for several months.
She reads in bursts and then goes on droughts. But honestly, the way I got out of my reading slump this year was by reading a alien romance book series that went viral on TikTok, and then all of a sudden I started reading again. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, it's sometimes you just open a book and you can't fall into the story, and it's unfortunate. Oh, but I'm just gonna plug Danny's thing. In the Discord, we're doing a Vox Machina-thon. We're doing a readathon. It's Critical Role related, which is a Dungeons and Dragons thing. But even if you don't watch Critical Role, it's still super fun. And we have teams that you can pick and different prompts for each team. So come and hang out and maybe read with other people, and that will help you read. Lexi says the meeting was weird because I had to pretend I was ending. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Oh, yes, I do.
They were talking.
Oh, I do.
Taking on a new semester of interns, and I was like, Genevieve says, great fry. Close your eyes. Thank you. And type what you see.
The problem is I don't see anything. I have to think about what I want to see.
Oh, I love this. Description versus depiction. That's awesome. Versus show versus tell. I love that.
Oh, also, just to go back to Cherry Panda really quickly with their question about reading more.
Yeah.
What I also like to do is pick how much I would like to read in a day. You can make it as short or as long as you want. It could literally be a chapter. Mm-hmm. And then put tabs in the book at the certain places. And then you read until you get the tab. And the satisfaction of pulling off a tab is literal serotonin. And it will encourage you to read, I think. That's another method you can do if you would like to read physical books. But like Danny, I would say manga or graphic novels is a great way to try to get out of your writing slump, because if it's the physical act of like reading words, looking at pictures is a lot easier, and it's still reading. So anyway, that was all.
I don't know if I accidentally misgendered Riley Sager, but I did know that was a man, Danny.
Wait.
Oh, I thought it was like Danny going like, "Oh my God, Riley Tiger is a
Like
man."
some man?
Jesus fucking Christ!
Where is the... It's a guy, Jocelyn. Huh.
Oh, I thought I was Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know why.
I think if you
That'd be
heard,
really funny.
I think if you heard a her, it was probably in reference to Victoria Aveyard, I'm assuming. Because Debash was talking about both of them at the same time.
That house. Oh.
People are saying I would love Victoria Aveyard stuff. Okay, I will check it out. It's a lovely little life writing lashless.
Eyelashes.
Lift?
A lash lift?
Like,
Yeah,
like extending, like
getting them curled.
A lash lift? Is this a strange concept to you?
Secret about me, I am super grossed out by eyelashes.
okay.
Because I know all the things that live on our eyelashes, so I don't like. Anyway, going to the beach with her husband and her dog. Nice, Katie. I bought your book. What?
Oh yes. So I'm a really big Scythe fan. I love
Oh.
that book. And at the place where Lexi works, they had signed copies of Scythe, and she got.
That is so sweet. Okay, this is.
I am paying her for it, by the way. Like she's not just
But it's
giving
still
it to me.
nice.
Lexi, if you want to give me a signed copy of The Hobbit, I'm all yours, babe.
This is another thing for Cherry Panda. I recently have also started doing audiobooks because I like having something to do with my hands. So I cross stitch and I listen to audiobooks, and that enabled me to read Dune in less than 3 weeks, which I have to say, that shit is bulky. It took me 4 months to read Odin's Child, which I think is like half the length of Dune. So, yes, it was Ice Planet Barbarians, okay?
Okay, well, let's go through your stuff because Miranda needs to go at 10.
But I just feel like that's unfair to you, Grape, because we barely did you.
You did me well enough.
Are you sure? I mean, I always do.
Also, just really quickly, yay, Michael, for finally finishing War and Peace. Nope, that's the wrong one.
Sorry.
There we
Yay!
go.
Good job.
Yay! Also, Michael, what's your 2022 book you're going to read for the year? Let us know.
Wait, but call me crazy, but Michael, didn't you finish yesterday on the Caspian stream?
That's what he said.
Am I being... I'm totally having like a weird moment because I totally thought we clapped for you yesterday too. Anyway,
well, we're clapping again.
We are clapping again because that is a huge accomplishment. Maybe when he said I just finished, he means like yesterday, not right in this moment, because we were talking about reading. So, yeah. Get me a copy of anything signed by Neil Shusterman. I love that. And then, like I said, I'm getting Katie a book because I'm in love with her. I like books. Okay, my goals for my writing related goals for 2021 to 2022.
We're getting there.
I would like to actually finish all the chocolate short stories because those things are hella expired at this point. And if I wait any longer, I'm gonna get actual food poisoning when I eat the chocolates.
That would be a great video, though.
Everything's content.
Like the drama, the high stake drama. Yes.
Yeah. Let's.
Can I ask how far along you are?
So I've written 10, and there are 30. They're under 30. I think they're like 25.
Is that in a box? Because you bought some extra ones, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, didn't you just buy more?
Well, yeah, but I'm including that in the 25 because I think the original box had 9 chocolates, and I think I ended up buying 6 throughout the year. And yes, Miranda, potentially in February. So if the variants aren't so deadly that the whole world locks down again, let's talk about it. And Marta too, let's talk. Yeah, so chocolate short stories. And then my big one is this book is for October. I want to do a second round of editing it. Oh, wait, no, I have 2 big ones, I guess. So first is this book is for October, and that's also good for content for YouTube, which that was a whole thing we didn't talk about. Oh, well, where are you? Content goals. But I want to make a whole video about our whole series going through editing again, sending it out to betas. I am going to design like a cover for it. I was thinking about even to design a cover for it for me and then giving it to my sister on October 1st, 2022. So yes. And then my actual like career goal is to start drafting again 2019 NaNoWriMo project and working on that. And that's what I will be doing in January for NaNoWriMo is the December I'm working on making an actual outline of it just because with this book is for October, I found that outlining is really the way for me to go just because I was able to write the book so quickly for me. So I'm going to, in January, I'm outlining, or December, I'm outlining. And then in January, I'm going to start drafting. I don't have it as like my goal to finish the draft by the end of January, though. I think I'm giving myself until May to finish the draft. So
do you have a word count goal for January?
No, I don't. But I do have an idea of time blocking. So I have lots of non-writing goals in my life as well. And I kind of want to start creating time blocks. And in my golden coil for each month, I want to have a basic week template where, you know, on my calendar, I'll say, sorry, Bear is like making such a ruckus right now, but,
sorry.
Okay, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But on my calendar page of that shows the whole month is where I'll put like appointments and stuff. And then I'm going to make like a bullet journal spread page of my perfect ideal week. And that will have my time blocks of like Mondays are dedicated to work. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays, I do 2 hours of writing one project and maybe 1 hour of cross stitching and, you know, take Lil K on a walk for an hour. So that's what I'm going to try and experiment with in January is time blocking as opposed to saying I have to work every single day or word count goals or something like that. So that's my strategy. Oh, and I think I want to try and read 2 books a month. So 24 books in 2022. So Katie, you can unmute yourself, please. I don't like not hearing the white noise. I like the white noise of your too quiet otherwise.
Okay. I forgot that I was muted.
That's fine. Yeah, I was meant to go to Thailand for New Year's, but unfortunately things got canceled. So, and I miss Thailand. It's our family tradition. We go every year after Christmas, and I'm sad that we won't be going this year.
So, Wallace, for Critical Rising, what is your process for this revision? Does it need a complete rewrite?
Out loud. That's good.
Does it need a complete rewrite or restructuring? What are you revising?
So, what's the question? What's my plan or what?
What does the project need?
Okay.
Are you doing a full rewrite? Are we just restructuring things?
It's a full rewrite. I think it's going to be similar to this book is for October in that I have I think a strong beginning. I think for this book is for October, I had about a strong like 15,000 words initially. I think for Helical Rising, I have a strong initial 10,000. And then, you know, I wrote 50,000 for Nano and I got halfway through. I got basically just up to the 3rd act and then Nano ended and I burnt out for 7 months. So no, that was good. But I have decided or have through meditations or whatever in the years since realized some plot changes that I want to make and I've written them down. So December is all about organizing all those thoughts that I've scattered throughout all my like, you know, computer and notebook and stuff like that. Get them all organized, get a full outline. But yeah, it's going to be a full restructuring, but the core of the story will remain the same. It's still, you know, the 3 main characters. It's one POV, but there are 3 main characters that we follow and the beats of their story of like starting off in Rhode Island and then going to Colorado. All of that will be the same. But it's just about what happens on the in-between. The main thing I really want to focus on is the relationship between the 3 characters. When I was doing NaNoWriMo, it's hard to write emotional scenes. And so my strategy was to skip them and to just go to where I thought the story was going to go next. But by the end of the 3rd act or by the end of the 2nd act, I hadn't written anything emotional. I just said, they went through something emotional here and they bonded. And so writing everything past that felt really fake because I hadn't grown with the characters. I didn't know what they had really said to each other. I didn't know what lessons they had learned from each other. And so that's really what I want to figure out while I'm outlining, is how they serve each other and how they grow from each other. So, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, sorry. I'm just, we'll end talking and then the stream will end probably in about 7 minutes. So, who is what? Lexi says, Charlie and I are considering going to London to see his aunt, or we could go to Thailand instead. London versus Thailand. I pick Thailand every time. That's context for that. Question for the class from Danny. Do y'all think I could include stuff I've baited as part of my books I've worked on this year list?
Oh.
Is this a list that you're planning on making public? Because I would say only do that if you know the author you've baited for is comfortable with you doing that.
You're muted, Katie.
Fuck.
Okay, I need a little bit of clarification because I don't think I understand the question fully. Like, okay, can you pop the question back up? Because I can't remember how she worded it.
Yeah.
So does she mean including the books that she's beta read in her reading wrap up, or include books that she has had beta multiple times? Like, she's revised a book, or she wrote a book once, revised it again, and count that as 2. Like, is that what you mean, Danny?
Oh, see, the way I was interpreting this was she was making a list of all the books she's worked on this year, and that includes all books that she has written and other people's books that she has betaed for. But I
interpreted it.
I could have been interpreting that incorrectly. So
it sounds like there's 3 interpretations. So Danny, or maybe there's a 4th, and we're just illiterate.
I think there's only 2. Me and Walter on the same page.
No, but I had 2 thoughts
Katie.
too.
Oh.
Yeah. Which was different than your 3rd.
What's the record for a length of a troll stream? Can we break it today? I think we've gone over 4 hours. So
4.5. If you count my birthday stream, which was not a trouble-ish stream, but it was all the troublemakers.
That is true.
If you count backstage hanging.
Oh yeah. If you
got
count backstage hanging, this isn't even like 10% of what we've accomplished.
No, it's not.
Oh
Stick
man.
with penalty for me.
Yeah.
Danny, I would count it if it's just in your personal bullet journal, and if you've done like an in-depth beta reading, like you extended tremendous amounts of brain power and effort into your feedback, I'd count it.
I agree, and I know you beta read for me. I'm fine with that, and I'm fine if you want to talk about it in a video as well.
But this is interesting. I would not include it in stuff I've worked on, but I would include it in books I've read. See, but here's my thing is I would say, I think if you're a beta reader, maybe not, but if you feel you were a true critique partner, yes.
There we go.
Because Katie, like, you correct me if I'm wrong, but I consider I've worked on the Wrath King this year.
Yeah.
Like I consider that a book I've worked on this year. I recognize it's not my book, but it's a book I worked on. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's.
I'm also the person who believes in writing collaboration. So like, I feel like this is going to become philosophical, but I feel like art is for everybody, and like everybody who has a hand in it has it. It is both part of them and also not theirs. You know, like if you read a book and you really connect with it, and you really work and you really think about it, like it becomes part of you, and it in turn the art becomes part of yours. You know, obviously, don't be like, I can't be like I wrote Our Violent Ends because I loved it, but like. You know.
Yeah, I think you can be part of something without having ownership of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you worked really hard with it, like I think that still counts. So.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I hope you get to go someday because I love Thailand. It's amazing. And then I think Lexi wanted to know what you were doing for your birthday tomorrow, Katie.
Good question. I know in the afternoon I'm going to get donuts from our favorite donut shop, which is not Dunkin'. It's about a half an hour away. And we're going to get my, dinner at my favorite Italian restaurant. And I was considering having a birthday stream tomorrow, but I haven't decided.
Oh,
it would not be 4.5 hours.
No.
Oh.
Well,
no.
If it was a weekday, maybe.
Miranda. Wait, Miranda, wait though, because I was going to ask everybody, final thing in the last 3 minutes, give your final guesses for who you think whose secret is whose. So
yeah, tell us which secret you think it's
from the quiz. So, but don't do it if you don't want to do it. But give your guesses.
Birthday stream.
Also, Miranda, I'm kind of offended that you didn't get my Taylor Swift song. You thought it was Stieg? Like, come on.
Seriously.
Stieg would never.
She corrected herself.
She did. She did say.
Oh, I didn't see that.
She did say, no, wait, blank space is Stieg.
It's true.
Which I think is fair. Fair enough.
Oh.
That is interesting. Not Miranda being like, going in and be like, I'm just gonna stir the pot for a second. Devesha told me all about da-da-da. Yeah, everybody wants the birthday stream.
I guess maybe that's gonna happen. I don't know when. I don't know what time.
This is interesting. I feel like there was a joke Walsh made in regards to Keats. I will let you know that Keats was not married. But yeah, everybody, we've got really, bye. See you later. Lexi says, I would definitely try to make it to your birthday stream. I might not have enough service because since tomorrow's also my birthday, we're going hiking in the Redwoods. I hope you have an amazing birthday tomorrow.
Yes, Lexi. I hope you do too, Lexi.
Yeah, we have 40 seconds left, people. Get your predictions in. It's a useless task, though, because we shall never comment on them except for Katie, who broke the pact, but that's okay.
It could be the lie.
I love this. Because I literally was like, look at this canceled. I literally, when we were making the secrets, I was like, people are literally going to be like, oh, wow, bye. Everybody, like, I don't care what skeletons y'all have. I'm in your closet. In your closet. Elaine, you're not wrong.
I'm the mistress.
And I have a secret agent.
Elaine's like, I feel like one of those is right. What if that's the lie?
What if that one's the lie? If it's before noon, I'll stop by your stream. Okay. All right. Any final words? Would you guys like to do outroductions?
My name is Stieg. Go Wildcats.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I am apparently part of the Illuminati and subscribe to the Troublemaker channel. I would love for us to get to 500 so I can have a community tab and spam you with a bunch of memes.
Girl, you have a community tab on your channel, and
yeah,
you have a Discord.
But I'd love to.
The Discord is our community tab.
Excuse me. I want a YouTube community tab on this channel that I can spam with memes too.
Spam the Discord with memes, babe.
I do, but I want to do more
memes. Real Housewife of Watertube. Any teacher's bill. Any drinks to throw.
Any gripes?
No, I have to leave.
What?
What? Yeah. I just got a text from my paramour. His wife is away for the weekend, so I have a big appointment to get to.
Well, I shall see you on your way then. Bye.
All right. And I'm Alissimo or Wanda, and this has been the Strubble stream.
The Strubble stream.
Strubble makers. The Stromboli makers.